Heidi.
Now we are.
Okay.
Oh man, that was close.
Was it close? Do you think we made it?
Guys, everybody, we are on time. This is a miracle. Okay, just to let everybody know. Oh man, hold on.
I'm like really distraught right now. I really hope that.
Why? Because we're on time.
Well, no, yeah, that.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a quick intro here because I don't know. Some people know Jenny, obviously, but if you don't, because we have a lot of new subscribers, thanks to my last interview with Cliff. So this is Jenny Moonstone. She is my, I'd say, soul sister, to say the least.
Say it. I was going to say, Heidi, say it.
Yeah. Jenny and I actually do a lot of shows together. We do live readings. We also talk about, a ton of different topics. So, and I just want to kind of give an intro on my channel, I guess, because there are 2,000 new people that are watching. So real quick, this channel was originally made, I kind of just did a wing it type of thing. So, I am a Vedic astrologer, a life coach, and Jenny is a tarot reader, but she also has a lot of other psychic talents, and she is heavily involved in, I don't know how you'll say it. I'll let her speak what she does, but
I'm just heavily involved, folks.
Heavily involved. But she is one talented person. I do shows with her every week, and we brainstorm. We do live readings. So this is Jenny, and there are also other guests that I bring on my channel, numerologists, spiritual people. Also, John Hogue's going to be on this week on Thursday, so everybody watch out for that. He has new predictions and new books coming out. Also, we have another interview. We were going to make it a surprise, but Jenny and I will be back again on Friday live with Cliff. Hi. So we're really excited about that. So Jenny, why don't you tell everybody about yourself? What you like to do?
What do you like to do for fun?
Yeah, what do you like to do? Tell us about yourself.
Well, thank you for that intro, Heidi. And this is so exciting because Channel 27 has seen such a huge spike in subscribers, and it's just so awesome to watch it take off. And oh gosh, be quiet, Bixby. I can't even deal with androids. As you can see, I'm trying to be interactive. This is something that we really like to do. We like to be really interactive with the live chat and everybody that watches the show. Our live readings are a huge attraction. We really enjoy doing it. Do you hear feedback, or is it just me? Is it just from my side?
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything? Okay.
No.
Heidi is, I'm going to say it, Heidi's my best friend.
Oh.
I depend on Heidi for all of my astrology needs. Really, I mean it. My connection is really slow. That's what's going on right now.
It's fine.
Okay. So I love the tarot. It's a wonderful science and art. It's something I'm extremely passionate about. I'm also really passionate about broadcasting the news, what's going on in the political spectrum, and more, kind of like how that relates to society and people. And Heidi and I have really explored ourselves throughout this whole process. We don't really go into this with too much of a plan. We just kind of learn a lot of things as we go, and it's really brought on. It's become something entirely in and of itself that neither one of us really anticipated. And the show coming up with Cliff High on Friday is probably the highlight of listen, this year just got started and it's going to be a crazy year, but thus far, the highlight of my year. I don't think I ever have prepared for a show so much in my entire life. And I remember being 18 years old and researching about Cliff High's technology, the web bot. And while my friends were really into movie stars and pop icons and all that stuff, I was I was into this, I'm like, you guys, Cliff High, he's great. And they're like, what? Who? Like, shut up, you weirdo. So for me to get the chance to interact with him and, talk to him and ask him questions, and just to be able to do this is surreal. I can't even tell you. It's like coming face to face with somebody that you've respected, admired for so many years. And I'm grateful to Heidi for that, for making that happen. Obviously, I'm grateful to Cliff. I'm probably going to make him really uncomfortable, like like fangirl really, really hard. But anyway, yeah. So I see somebody commented, I actually wanted to bring this up too, is that apparently today Bitcoin saw a little bit of a downfall.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're following that or not, but folks, just my impression of Bitcoin and what it is, the nature of it, is that it is going to go up and down. It's not good. Some days it's going to be tragic. Like I've anticipated tragedy. I think, it kind of mirrors the stock market crashes that we've seen in the last century, where people kill themselves over this because they put everything into it. And so it's going to be peaks and valleys. But, Heidi's even suggested to me, she's like, take my advice, just try it, invest in it. You really don't have all that much to lose, and Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Cryptocurrency is the new thing. Whether you believe in it or not, it's here. It's not going anywhere. And I really think the dollar is just going to go away eventually. Like,
I bought some today actually because it went down. And I'm going to say this about that. I said this on Rex's show. I'm not a financial analyst by all means, but I did do mortgages for a few years, and I'm in real estate. I'm familiar with markets, finances, yes, not cryptos. So I'm still learning a lot, and I'm still and I'm tracking these transits like today with one of my clients who graphs things, trades things, and we're really working on this. So, I don't do like readings like that yet because it's too much of a risk for me to, all the point is, I'm not going to help people like win on this day. I mean, that's not what I'm going to do. And if I did, because it's still just 100% still a gamble. We don't know 100% what can happen. And the charts of these cryptos are the exact same way. They're like, they're dicey. They really are. So, but they definitely have some amazing potential. I did see something crash today. It was it was like Bit. Oh God, and I was watching it right before I started. If somebody can find out the day that particular currency crypto came out and like the first trade was done, I would love to see that. So if you are, and I know there's a lot of new crypto people on here. So if you can find that out, that would be awesome for me.
That would be really awesome. And just to add a little bit to what you were saying before, Heidi, about not giving professional, kind of avoiding making any kind of solid predictions about Bitcoin and giving people advice, professional advice is how to do that. There's a few things that we cannot do as life coaches. Okay. We cannot give legal advice. We cannot make any kind of medical diagnosis whatsoever. There's just a few things that legally and ethically we are not at liberty to do. We do our very best. A lot of my clients, what I decide to do during a session, if they so choose, is I will do what's called an energy scan or a body scan. And that's entirely different because I'm not, going to tell you, oh my God, you have cancer, you're going to die in 3 months. That's unethical. That's reckless. And that's just downright wrong. It's immoral. Okay. But, at least for me personally in my readings, body scans have been extremely accurate. My clients love it. And what we can do is offer you our expertise, our intuitive interpretation. And we rely on our intuitive faculties, as well as, for me, it's the tarot, and for Heidi, it's astrology. And I'll just say it again. Heidi is the best at what she does. Everybody that has had a reading with her raves about her. I don't think I could live without without a Heidi. You know what I mean? She just and just to illustrate how accurate it is. I mean, it's one of those things where the moment that Mercury goes retrograde, all of a sudden your phone won't send text messages. It's that instantaneous, folks. People still are trying to say that astrology, the stars and planets have no effect on your life. And that's just downright wrong. Don't avoid those people. Just don't talk to those people because they don't know what they're talking about, because it is absolutely a science. And Heidi is an artist with this. Her interpretations are so accurate, and her delivery is just fantastic. So I hope you guys stick around. We have a lot of things coming up here. I am really excited about getting my own channel started. I have almost 500 subscribers and 0 content, and it's really embarrassing because I have a place from which to broadcast, but I am like, I just can't bring myself to turn on that camera. I have no editing experience. I'm technologically really slow. So when that happens, it's gonna be great.
So am I. It's okay. That's why we do live things. So you see,
raw.
Another thing is Jenny and I are raw. You're never going to see me edit things. Unfortunately, that's why I get a little feisty. I don't deal with trolls. Jenny and I are hardcore. We don't mess around. We don't play games. We don't want any negativity here. And honestly, you can have your opinions, but just keep it nice, because one thing I don't tolerate is like that kind of stuff. So Jenny and I are here to help people. And, I have a full-time career. Jenny has a full-time career. So and she has a family. I do not. But so when we come
here. You have a family. You don't have children.
Yeah, whatever. I don't have a husband. But still, like when we come here and do stuff like this and do live readings, the last thing we need is people that are just downers. So I'm going to be on my best behavior, at least try to, because I'm starting a new thing. But just so everybody knows, that's how we are here. That's how we roll. So if you don't like it, it's just best to don't watch. Okay.
Right. Just don't watch.
But thank you so much for everybody new that subscribed, because it really does mean a lot to us. So we are going to do a few readings at the end. We're going to pick a few, but I'm not going to scroll up. So you have to wait until we say, okay, we're going to do the readings. And just so everybody knows also, when you get a reading with us, like when you schedule a reading with us, this is 100% different than what you're going to see here. This is us pulling up a chart on the fly and pulling up cards when we are not even communicating with people. So it's definitely a different thing. Readings with us are at least an hour long. And it's
a completely different animal. We've actually found that even these online readings are accurate. But they are simply different, because what we don't have is face-to-face or phone-to-phone feedback from a client. And there's also a huge issue with confidentiality. There are some details that we will not broadcast live on the air. We can see it. We might see it in front of us in the cards and in the chart, but we're certainly not going to just blow you up like that. So we use our discretion, and we broadcast only that which we feel that we would be comfortable with talking about. And also by registering for a live reading here, we do have your consent, because consent is a really big deal. I personally feel it's totally unethical, and you're crossing all kinds of boundaries by giving other people unsolicited readings. And I don't think that that's right. If somebody does not want a reading, you do not give them a reading. Now, we do all kinds of readings for public figures and celebrities. And our personal stance on that is that their decision to take, for example, to hold any kind of public office, to star in films and make music, and they have chosen to take those paychecks and be in the public eye, that is their consent. And so that's why we read celebrities and government officials and world leaders and things like that, because it's helpful, and we have their consent. Their publicity is their consent. But don't give anybody readings unless they ask you for one. Just walking down the street and stopping and you get an imprint or an impression about somebody, it's not okay to say, oh, this, and that, because some people don't want it. And you can have a really negative impact on somebody by telling them something that they are not ready to hear, something they don't want to hear. I had to learn that the hard way. And I had somebody tell me, that was really upsetting of you to do that. And I never did it again. I learned my lesson and I felt terrible about it. So I think what I'm just trying to do right now is give you guys, because there's so many new people. I'm so happy for Heidi. There's so many new people here that are going to be, checking this out. So Heidi, will you tell us a little bit about the new moon in Capricorn?
Sure, I'd be more than okay, so yeah, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I look at when I'm looking at these charts. And hi, Wayne. Everybody should check out Wayne's channel. All these channels. I've never
even spoken to Wayne. Hi, Wayne.
Trisha G.
Hi, Trisha.
Golden, anybody with a, definitely. So check out these channels. A lot of my moderators actually have channels, so they are wonderful. Actually, where is Wayne? I need to make him a moderator. Anyway, so this is the chart, okay, of the new moon today. And ironically, in fact, it's actually the new moon's in Capricorn, tropically and sidereally. So that's kind of nice because we're all on the same page today. So basically, every once in a while, you get this where it happens and it just aligns that the new moon's in the same sign both ways, okay? And also, so as you see, this is the chart of, this was like right now when we started. So we'll just do it now. All right. So Leo rising, this is the rising, because every hour it's going to change things, and this is why you need your time. So when I do Vedic astrology readings, you need your exact location of birth, you need your exact time. I need to know if it's AM or PM. It really means a lot. You can't just say, oh, September 12th, 1984, and think it's going to be accurate. It's going to be about 50%. Okay, I can do not even 40%. Okay, so this right here is the chart of what's going on right now. All right, and this new moon switch is in Capricorn. And as you see, there's a ton of planets in Capricorn, okay? Also, we just had a big switch with Mars. Mars is now in Scorpio. Mars was in Libra with Jupiter. Okay, so with Mars in Scorpio actually does well in Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio ascendant, so it's like Mars is at home in my first house. But I will say, during those particular transits, I've done well with money. I've done well with real estate sales. I sold 2 homes this weekend. I'm telling you, like, it always aligns. But I've also had accidents in January. I've also had crazy things like drama, with people, or just weird stuff, just the enemies come out. Mars was in my 12th house, hidden enemies. Now they'll be blasted. And this is when I can get a little more intense and I'll want to work out more. This is how this astrology works. So you have to see where Mars is sitting in your chart. If your moon is in Scorpio, and say you have it, and you have to see what planets are affecting it, because this definitely is some intense energy. And I listen to a police scanner all the time and all day today. It was like assaults. It was accidents. There was a lot of craziness, okay? Because Mars did a big shift and it's here for about 4 months. Okay, so this is long. It's not there just for a quick time. All right, so then we have Saturn is in Sagittarius, sidereally, conjunct Mercury. This is tough for communications, and this is going to put a halt on the Bitcoin and the money and the finances and stuff, because it is putting restrictions and barriers. Okay, then we have this whole thing with the Moon, Sun, Venus, and Ketu. All right, Ketu, Rahu are the North Node, South Node. And this is intense. Okay, this is a great time to manifest things, a great time to start a business, a great time to, it's all per your chart, point is, but right now it's time to put things into action. This is like justice, law and order type of thing. If you don't do those type of things and you act sketchy and you're not doing the right thing, you will be called out. It will be horrible. And there are a lot of missed opportunities when you don't take advantage of these things. But I will say, since this is all about justice, this is going to be the time. Jenny and I always talk, we're want to be news anchors. We try, we don't really want to, let's just say this. I don't want to be a news anchor, but I like to talk politics. I like to talk about world events and what's going on. And this is all about law and order, justice, bringing things to fruition. Venus is women, sun, government, moon. This is bringing things to the surface. Mars now in Scorpio, this is like the detectives. Okay, so all this stuff is going to come to fruition, all of it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this is, if somebody has K2 conjunct Venus in their chart, there is a chance that they have been molested, raped, had some sort of sexual abuse in their life. It also makes people just very psychic and can make you kind of not, I'm not going to get into all the different conjunctions, but
can it make you sexually impulsive?
Yeah, big time. Especially because what's going to happen with this is when you have K2 is what you've already dealt with. Okay, wherever that sits in your chart. So when it's in your chart, I have it in my first house, unfortunately. So I like to say that, you know, this is welcome to Heidi's life, K2 in the first house. So when you have K2 conjunct Venus, it takes the Venus energy. And what's Venus? It's love, romance, sex, money, pleasure. And it makes you at first really be searching for it, because nothing seems to make you happy. No matter what you have, no matter who you have, you could be with, you know, the hottest celebrity, which that would never be me. You'd be with the hottest person in the world, the sexiest guy, the sexiest woman. And I swear, I promise you, you'll be like, all right, you'll still be looking for what's next. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the energy of that, because you've already achieved it. So what you're here to learn how to do is like balance this out. It also can cause, can make people bisexual. It can make different, you know, kind of depending on what sign it's in, it can do a lot of stuff. So it's a lot of sexual stuff. But then we have sun and moon. So there's emotions involved right now, this new moon. And this nakshatra, Uttara Shada, is definitely a nakshatra of war. It's like the destroyer. It's ruled by the sun. So it's a powerful thing, but it's also like it's a powerful, intense time. So like I would say there's a lot of people that could get in trouble for things too. With Mars in Scorpio as well, everybody make sure you turn your curling irons off, your straighteners off, because Mars in Scorpio is fire. I sleep with a fire extinguisher by my bed because I think
No, she really does.
And that's a little OCD and crazy. And I've never been into fire, but this is like a past life thing. I think I'm afraid of it. So yeah, I mean, this is like fire. Make sure you just be very cautious and stuff. So
hey folks, she's not actually reading somebody's particular chart. This is not somebody's birthday. I believe this is
today, right now, real-time chart of right now.
Yeah. And sort of the energy that spills over, you know, from yesterday and tomorrow and things like that. No, but that was not anybody's birthday. Yeah. But I think that's really interesting. And I'm reading the comments here, and I know that you know, the chart, when you look at an astrology chart in the way that, you know, it looks like a graph. It's like another language to somebody like myself or to the average person. Heidi has a gift. She's able to see the chart, and her brain translates it, and she knows what it means, and she can articulate it. And so don't feel bad if you've been watching the channel even for a few months and you still don't understand the chart just at face value. That's okay. You can learn. Anybody can learn to look at a chart and learn about, you know, what planets affect you in what way. You know, some people are certainly more just their personalities, their skill set, their talents lend themselves much better to be able to interpret that information. And some people probably will never be able to do it because they don't have an imagination, or, you know, they struggle with the confidence to come out and own that, you know. Heidi will tell you herself that a few years ago, she never ever would have seen herself as an astrology reader. And so these sort of things, you know, they spark you, because you mentioned something about fire, and that's been a big theme for me today. I had a few fiery moments myself in the workplace.
Let me pull your chart real quick and see what that was. Hold on, go ahead, keep going, keep talking. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, and so for some people that don't understand it, because I'll tell you, I'm not an astrologer. I call Heidi and I'm like, Heidi, can you please tell me what's going on, with this plan? I'm learning, because in order to know tarot, you also have to know a little bit about astrology. But for me, my readings are primarily about intuition and psychic impressions, and tarot helps me to confirm and validate and guide a reading. But in any case, it really helps to learn the basics, and the basics of astrology would be to learn the different houses, learn what define those houses in anywhere from 5 to 10 keywords, just to start, that help you to sort of map out your consciousness, and then sort of like a puzzle, connect these pieces. And it works very much in the way a formula does, like a mathematical formula. And once you just practice a little bit, you'll just start to pick up on it, or you won't. It depends. You have to really like it. You have to like it.
So the best, I will say, like the best researchers, people that are all about studying like crimes and studying, like analyzing things to the details, that tends to be the people that really are interested in astrology, because and I'm going to say this, I learned astrology to figure out my own life, my own self. I did not have any intention or goal to become an astrologer. I was using this real time for, to keep shitty people out of my life, to know who was good, who was bad. This was a complete thing for me, benefiting myself. So I knew when to be cautious, all that stuff. And then every time I was somewhere, I would ask somebody what time they were born. You would meet me and I couldn't help but ask this question. Do you know what time you were born? And
Yeah.
I'm in a realtor meeting. I'm with all these loan officers. I was reading everybody's charts. And so this was really like how I got into it. So people that are like in law enforcement too, have that heavy Mars, like I have Mars and K2 in Scorpio. That is in my first house. That's like the ultimate, detective, seriously. And I'm always analyzing things. Now I'm horrible at looking at pictures and saying, oh, what I think that means, because I'm too analytic. When Jenny has a completely different gift where it connects, she's got the astrology down too. She's learning it. And I'm going to tell you, I've been studying this since 2013. So, and like 12 to 14 hours a day. This was my life. I had transits put up 24/7. I always do. There's not one day I'm not studying hours of astrology. So it's definitely like a dedication, but Jenny's got a gift of, she's sitting here talking about me. Well, I'll say that not one astrologer ever told me something that was an accurate prediction. And I am not saying that I'm not harping on astrologers at all. What I think it is because I have K2 in the first house, my life is a little unpredictable. And I think that Jenny, her tarot seems to be the most accurate with real-time transits. It's more accurate. So when Jenny's sitting here saying she calls me, I don't know how many times I've called Jenny. Jenny, can you pull my cards? Jenny, can you pull cards for me? Jenny, can you pull? She's got another gift with connecting on a different level, which I'll never reach that level. I'm like, because I have closed walls up that doesn't allow that. We had this conversation, so it's interesting.
Well, right, because the thing about astrology is that it is fundamental. It's math. It's something that can be solid. It can be measured. Okay. It's planetary movement. All right. It's astrological alignments. It's the systems in the body. Tarot, at least the way I read tarot, it's very intuitive. These things are a little bit, it takes a lot more sort of confidence in your imagination to sort of drive that home. That takes practice. That takes, trial and error and starting to sort of build up confidence. Like, no, go with your gut, go with these images that you're getting. And so, we've gotten into that in the past and stuff. But now I'm interested. You said you pulled up my chart. So Heidi, feel free to use my chart as an example of a firestorm and what that might look like in some.
Can I show?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
just be careful.
No. Jenny, come on now.
I'm horrible at math too.
I don't know math. I'm not good with math. Like I'm not like this mathematician here. What I do is decode with like patterns. I'm more of a pattern type of person. And just so everybody, I'm going to give you a real quick basic of astrology since we have some new peeps here. So the reason why you need your time of birth is because your rising sign is you know, everybody knows their sun sign. So when you say, oh, I think I'm a Virgo, that's what I thought I was. You know, that's what your sun sign is. Okay. So a lot of people are so into that sun sign in the Western world. Well, in the Vedic world, people are into the moon sign. The moon, which is your emotions, it's going to be how you feel. The sun sign is what you can, like, how people see you in the public, you know, around, throw yourself in a room of 100 people. That's how people see you. Okay. That's like your sun sign.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's very important, you guys. Like this is astrology 101. This is how you get started. Is she's telling you that this is what defines that. You know what I mean? So just take notes. I'm taking notes.
So, and just another real quick, I'll show you this. So in the time you're born, the exact time, it's going to mark this spot in the sky. Okay. And right now you can see, you can take one of these star chart apps, stick it in the sky. You can see that Mars and Jupiter are in Libra. It says Libra right here. Well, this was last night. So cruising right over into Scorpio. Okay. You can see here.
Yeah.
My other one, shoot, I didn't take a pic. I meant to take a picture of this. You can see in this same, it's called like a star chart app. Stick it in the sky and see where Saturn is. It's sitting in Sagittarius. Okay, so that's the sidereal zodiac. That's what I use. I find it the most effective. Western astrology works too, but for me, this is the marbles. I feel like Western astrology is more of like what you ascend into. For me, Vedic astrology is more like the ugly side you don't want to admit to people. It's more the nuts and bolts, the karma, the stuff you don't want people to know. And a lot of times when you have a Vedic astrology reading, it's intense, it's harsh, because I'm going to say things to you and you're going to hear things about yourself. You're going to say, one, how the hell did that girl know what the hell was going on? B, you're going to be like, oh my God, did they really say that? And that's how I got into this. Mm-hmm. So I had a crazy, horrible astrology reading from a KP astrologer, told me I was going to die at 32. I'm still here. So that wasn't right. And, you know, it was horrible. It was like, you are this mean, this. No, nobody ever said I was going to be an astrologer. So I never thought like that was in my chart. I always thought I was going to be stuck in real estate. So this is the different houses. So I'm going to leave it up here just so everybody can see real quick. First house, second house, third house, fourth house. And it goes in the line of the zodiac. So Aries is the natural zodiac first house. So it's also your head. It's the ascendant. So it's the natural zodiac. The second, and then it goes in line. Second is Taurus. That's why I have these kind of coded. Second is Taurus, ruled by Venus. Third is Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Fourth house is Cancer, ruled by Moon. And so you have to like take what all those planets mean and kind of stick them in the house. And that's kind of how these houses have had these meanings. Okay. So then this is the different planets and what they mean. This is just a quick tutorial that like I've made just quickly. So, you know, I can quickly glance at things sometimes when I need to. This is how you read an astrology chart. So you count the first house, and in my astrology software, which is Kala, you can go to my website, oneofakindbyheidi.org. You can hit the purchase, go to Kala. It goes to the guy's website, Ernst Wilhelm. He has been on my channel as well. He's phenomenal. He does different calculations than me, but you can set it up however you want. This is South Indian style, North Indian style. And then this is the round wheel. So you should learn them all, because if you learn them all, it's just really good to do. It's just same meanings, just how you read them is differently. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this right here, this is like the nuts and bolts though, how I've learned astrology. I kept going, what's right? Western way, Vedic way, Western way, Vedic way. And I could not, like I could see both sides. And when the whole thing came down to it, the one thing that did not change that was spot on were nikshatras. The nikshatras are the 27 nikshatras in the sky that you can see. They are the nuts and bolts. There's not that much knowledge on them. It's all up and coming now. And this is what I've been studying since the day I started astrology. And I connected to this. You learn these nikshatras. This is how you read charts. I read charts by the basics, nikshatras, and then just patterns that I've learned from reading thousands of charts that I can tell you what I see something immediately. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what kind of astrology is. Okay. So these are all the nikshatras. They have rulers. These are other things. When you learn Vedic astrology, you need to learn planet lordships, where it falls, conjunctions, degrees. And this is what I'm taking into play when I'm reading charts. Dignities. What's the Shadbala, which is means the strength. You have to read charts from the moon, dashas, divisional charts, Vart, all this stuff. This is like not just looking at like a one thing. This is charts within charts. So let's go to Jenny. This is Jenny's first house. because it has a triangle in it, right? That means that's her ascendant. Jenny is a Pisces ascendant with the sun in the first house. And I'll never forget, I gave you your first reading, Jenny, and I said, your dad probably could have been in the government, or your dad's like was probably some high status, you know, could have been born in a different country, blah, blah, blah. And now you live in a different place. Yes. How cool is that? Mm-hmm.
Totally accurate.
Why? Because the sun is in her first house. Okay. So Jenny is actually, she was extremely lucky because Jenny was a Pisces in Western astrology. She stayed a Pisces. She's a Pisces ascendant and a Pisces sun, believe it or not. So she's a Pisces. So that normally doesn't happen. And her moon is in Gemini and the nakshatra of Ardra.
My favorite.
Yes, yes. So Jenny, for you, transit-wise, what's going on is, well, Mars just went out of your 8th house. So when you had 8th house of battles and kind of like maybe some psychic things, some things behind the scenes too, and now it just kind of like busted out into the 9th house. And the 9th house is, you know, it's definitely, it's higher wisdom, higher knowledge. It's also law and order. It's like the law house, PhD. So I would say that's not what's really affecting you so much. I think this is your moon, the moon that just switched from Sagittarius into Capricorn. You had fights at work. Moon was in the 10th house also because you're at work. 10th house, Saturn in the 10th. It's a little bit going on in your 10th because you have your Saturn return in your 10th house, which isn't the easiest. You know, there's a lot of tasks going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on at work. Now you can always have amazing breakthroughs when you have Saturn in your 10th house. I did. That's when I made the most money in my life. So it can be really great, but it always comes like with some lessons, to say the least. Okay. And also, you have Ketu in the 11th, Rahu in your 5th house. So it's great for creativity, great for you doing stuff like this. Phenomenal. Great for, you know, exposing yourself, using your creativity. It makes you really do that, like good things like that. K2 in the 11th is going to give you lessons with networks, groups, friends who you need to weed out, who you need to cut loose of that is distracting you.
See, that totally fits. I just wanted to say for a second too, as I remember listening to the talk that you did with Cliff High, just a phenomenal show. And he had to say that the moon played such an integral role, probably the biggest role of all in the effect that it has on people. So if you really, in a nutshell, if you really want a snapshot, just a quick summary, a footnote of about somebody, look at the moon. And look at what the moon does to this person. And so, I mean, that really struck me because the whole Ardra thing, I mean, Ardra has really affected my life still to this day, that destructive energy. And so, I mean, just for everybody who's listening, if you're interested in your moon, where your moon is, it's how you think, it's how you strategize. It's, it has a lot to do with mood. That is a really great place to start to learn something about yourself and to get in sync with with the tides of your energy, because the moon does have domain, on the planet. It has domain over the water on the earth, and the water inside of our body. And what is water? Water is emotional energy. So the moon is a really great place, in my opinion, to start looking. If you're interested in learning about, how you are affected by the celestial bodies, the moon is that solitaire?
Oh, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard. No, this is the cards of truth. So this is part of my software, and I'm dabbling with this a little bit because this is fun. But this is another part of the program that this is using, a 52 deck of cards to read somebody's chart. And this is just as accurate as they say as astrology. And I'm real. And you know what's weird, Jenny? This is your birth spread. Okay. I'm the Queen of Clubs, and look how I'm sitting right underneath your 8 of Diamonds. Like I'm in your spread.
That's so weird. 3s and 5s. That's so weird because my birthday is 3/15. So I don't know. Like that's just so weird. 7/7.
This is your birth club. Then like each day you'll have a day, like what's the day, what's the progression. You'll have a year progression. This stuff is pretty insane, but I don't know enough yet to say what I'm talking about. I just like to look at people because I think it's fun. Okay.
Playing.
And just so people see this, like there are charts within charts. So this is Jenny's wealth chart, her chart, her fourth house, which is like anything above the mean. So you're going to really look at this house for big money too. So you have to look at the D4, you have to look at the D2 chart. The D6 is like obstacles and stuff that can happen, you know, problems. D10's career, her fifth house of children and creativity is the D5. So there are like the Navamsha chart, which is your D9. There are charts within charts. This is not like, oh, you know, but as you can see, when I'm looking at Jenny's chart, you can see her transits. And this is what I'm doing with the cryptos, looking at the transits throughout the day, real-time stuff to go with these graphs to see how they're going on Coinbase. Like I'm like watching it all the time and watching what's happening. And this is how I learned astrology too. Like I would watch my transits to see what this stuff meant. And I would watch everybody else's and I would practice and test it. And my God, I'm telling you, this never fails. Like for me to say that, like I never believe anything. I don't trust in anything. I don't follow anything because I will say this is the one thing I would put my, like, I don't want to say put my life on the line, but like I have that much faith in this, that this never fails. You might not know enough things, but I personally also believe that I've made a lot of my own things up with astrology. And, you know, people can say that's wrong. That's not per the Vedas. That's not per the scripts, per whatever. And per the yogas, you know what? Times have changed. Okay. So I look at astrology totally different. The people that wrote these books, it was different technology. There was different medicine, different times. You have to take these things and you have to translate them into new times. And I do believe, you know, I do that because I think that's one of the missing parts of.
Well, absolutely. And I wanted to say too, also is, you know, Heidi does this crazy thing now where she tracks Bitcoin. Okay. Like who would have thunk a good feel for what this technology is doing, where it's going, where it's been, and almost sort of tracking its mood. Okay. With this technology, with astrology. It's amazing to me because what I see happening now with this is that cryptocurrency is now evolving into something. And in a few years from now, it will probably have a mind of its own, okay? In so many words, all right? But when it becomes its own entity, and it already is, okay? It has become its own entity. So we can say that it even has a birthday. It has a time from which and of which it was brought into this world. Okay. And so I think we are looking at an entirely new horizon of astrology technology, where right now this seems kind of weird and what, you know, it's kind of fringe, but in a few years, I honestly think it won't even be that long. People are going to be utilizing astrology for everything. I mean, we're the ones, you know, and I'm not speaking for Heidi and myself, but general population is extremely slow on this stuff because most presidents, most world leaders have psychic intuitives working for them, astrologists that work for them on call 24 hours a day because they know that astrology is not a joke. It's not the last page in the newspaper, read your horoscope at the back of the magazine. That's nothing. That's fluffy new age garbage. It's absolute trash. But you know, there's a real science to this. And I think that Bitcoin is representative of a new kind of it's not a biological system, okay? It's a technological system, but it is a system and it can be tracked and it can be traced and it can be predicted. And we can learn about its moods through astrology. So it's just fascinating to me, just watching this happen. And I'm neither here nor there with Bitcoin. I'm kind of old school, old fashioned. I really love gold and silver. I love precious metals, that sort of thing. That's just what vibes really well for me. But that could also be because I'm slightly intimidated by Bitcoin. I don't fully understand it. And I certainly don't trust it. But in any case, I think that this year and the next few years, we're going to see just gargantuan overhauls of the system, and people are going to be turning to things like astrology, which is ancient. Okay, it's like they at one time were revered. Okay, and then it was kept quiet, and then everybody thinks it's a joke now, and then what we're seeing is a resurgence of astrology, a resurgence of these ancient arts, these ancient sciences brought back into the collective consciousness. And I think it's going to transform people on a personal level and a global level. So, you know, while some people make fun of us and, oh, I can't take them seriously and stuff like that, you know, stick around.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I think so, because this year I think is a big moon year. I also think silver is going to be a good investment. I think that could happen. You know, I really do. People, you know, I really have to give some props to a lot of astrologers, though, that have been doing this for years, because they have been criticized and, you know, basically called witches and all that stuff. And I never knew about it. If you watch one of my first videos, and it's like my story, I suggest you watch this if you're new, because I was extremely religious and I never heard that astrology was bad. So moral of the story is, then when I went on the Leak Project and started doing all this, I was called the devil, and I'm sitting here cracking up. The only reason why it annoys me is because I have a profession, like I have a career, and I don't want people that Google my name to see, oh, Heidi's the devil. You know, that's just not what I need in my life. So everybody knows that I do astrology, but I don't associate it with that. There's nothing about astrology that's satanic. I mean, if you think that, you have your head dug deep in the sand, and you are you're on a road to the dark side, because it's what you make of it. You know, if I'm sitting here and I'm taking these charts and I'm trying to play God, I think there can be a bad side to astrology. I think there's astrologers that probably say a little too much, that probably step on kind of that law, but I don't do that. You know, I have my boundaries, and everybody should. So I will sit, but Joni Petrie, who's been one of my teachers, one of my friends, and I'm actually going to her and her son are doing a class and doing a Bitcoin class. Her son was one of really young investors in it. He sold some profits, started a company. She has been on my channel. She's on my channel here. She's a well-known Vedic astrologer, famous throughout the world. And, you know, she's been to my house. We're very close. So I'm telling you that if you want to get into this, there's a lot of studying that needs involved. Like, you know, you have to look at these, you have to know these houses, you have to know things like it's nobody's business. So it's not something to just be like thrown around, you know, like, oh, this could be this. Like, I'm testing it out now. I think that I'm onto something, but am I a master at this? Absolutely not, you know? So you have to just take it with a grain of salt. Now, am I a master at like psychology with people's minds? I'd pretty much say so. And I was that without astrology charts.
That's just been Heidi for a while.
Yeah.
So what we want to do tonight is go through the zodiac signs. And so I think based on, you know, what we've been talking about tonight, I think you can go by either your sun or your moon. I suppose it's your choice. What do you suggest, Heidi?
I would say this: when we go through these astrology readings, I have the chart that I'll be looking at to see. But when we do this, I personally think the rising sign is the most important, because it's what means the most. It's like, what's going to happen to you in this life? It's the most critical with time. Your moon sign's not going to really change that much throughout the day, unless you're born when the moon's changing, because the moon's transiting through different signs, like 2.5 days, the moon's in a sign. So your moon sign's not going to change as much, but that doesn't mean that means it's not as accurate, you know? So that's why I think your rising sign is so, so important, period. But if you don't know that, when we use these, I say if you don't know what your rising sign is, I say go by your moon sign or go by your sun sign, which you think it is. Your Vedic astrology sign is typically a sign behind. So I was a Virgo sun, but now I'm a Leo sun. That's what I do. But when I go on people's tarot websites and I go read my things, I listen to Sagittarius, I listen to Scorpio, I listen to Aries, I listen to Pisces, I listen to Virgo, and I listen to Leo. Why? And sometimes I just pick and say, oh, today I'm going to be a blank. Okay. So you kind of have to go with whatever energy that you feel, the energy you're feeling tonight. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, whatever resonates, whatever feels right. And we've said this before that whatever you're meant to hear, you'll hear. Okay. And if you're guided to tune into this live channel, this live show right now, it's because you're meant to hear it, whether you think it's ridiculous or you think it's cool. Either way, you're meant to hear it. So I hope you guys enjoy.
And we will pick at least 2 charts at the end, but don't put those birthdays in yet. Okay,
Right.
so we're going to start with Aries.
Fine.
Go ahead, Aries. Go ahead, Aries. I'm
Go ahead, Aries.
Jenny.
Someone's talking about Aries rising.
That's right. That's what you are. The other way, huh?
So weird. All right. Are we pulling at the same time?
We just go. Let's go. You know how I am.
All right. Yeah. We play off of each other.
Start. Right. You want me to start? No,
Sure.
you start. I want you to start.
Okay, I'll start. So I pull 2 cards, the Prince of Cups and the Six of Cups. So it's interesting. It's not to say that my impression of an Aries is that they're non-emotional, because that's not what it is at all. But it's certainly a fire impression. And here, this is all water. The Six of Cups, this is a sexual card in my experience, not necessarily sexual, but sensual. So this is about the feelings, the touches, the sensations, that the warm, fuzzy feeling. It's healthy. It's not a bad thing in any way, especially not here in tandem with the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is an emotional character. He's forgiving. He has a type of a child, like in the way that a child forgives very quickly, but they also get angry very quickly, but then they can forget about it. It's that kind of thing where this person, it can go either way. So you need to be careful about your emotions. You need to be careful about not allowing it to control you. And also I feel like this is a little bit about impulses. Okay. And so it's like, use your emotional powers for good, not for bad. I actually, the third, because I did pull a third card. What do you have?
So just so everybody knows too, sometimes you might connect with what Jenny says, sometimes me. I tend to be more of the the Debbie Downer of the reading. So 8 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, reversed. They're both reversed. So this is, and I look at the chart too, I see Mars in your 8th house. You've got, there's a lot. There's Rahu's in your 4th with emotions. It's definitely what Jenny's saying on target. So right now I would say like your happiness is a little out of whack, kind of some negative things. You're not liking what you're hearing, just some things are happening that aren't the most positive, I would say. Could be some right? Wouldn't you say that, Jenny?
Well, I think there's a Scorpio thing going on here too. The 6 of Cups, this is a Scorpio card. And so again, that's very sexual. Scorpios are that sign holds domain over the genitals. Okay. So I feel like Aries right now is experiencing a surge in sexuality, or if it's not, sexuality as if, like a very adult thing, it's a sensual thing. Okay. Because sex and sensuality, these are creative forces primarily. So this is also about expressing emotions through some kind of a medium, whether it be art or writing or music or something like that. But the only warning here is that too much sensuality, too much of the good things can also be a bad thing. So there's a lot here about moderation and sort of giving yourself a boundary, giving yourself a limit, because too much of a good thing is not a good thing.
Yeah, and watch who you sleep with too. Sorry, I had to say it.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Definitely activate it and watch. This could be a time when things are.
Wow, those are beautiful cards.
So listen, the miracle of prayer and honor your beauty. So don't be, just don't do things impulsively that you regret later. How about that? That's definitely sounds like.
Well, that was me today. I wanted to kick somebody's ass at work, and I was like,
when I'm an Aries moon. Isn't that funny? You're an Aries rising and I'm an Aries moon. Western way.
Right, Western way.
Okay, so now for Taurus.
Okay.
Remember, it can be Taurus ascendant, Taurus or rising sign, Taurus moon, or sun sign. If you're just chiming in.
Dollface says she's thinking she should write a sensual novel. Do it.
Great idea.
Do it.
Like I said, for everybody, this is the time to manifest things. Please do it. And we'll pull a card for the whole energy at the end. This is for, the new moon energy, kind of what to look out for. We'll do a new one with the full moon. That's going to be the kicker. That one's going to be a little bit different. It's in Aslacia, so it's a little more snaky, That's at the end of the month. Guys, we have an eclipse season coming up in a few weeks. I mean, this is just...
What? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from the last one.
I know. It's definitely going to be interesting. So this is for Taurus. I have the Empress reversed.
Oh, that's nice. That's suitable. I feel the Taurus can be a very matriarchal, very nurturing. My boss is a Taurus, and she is the matriarch. She's the mother hen of the group. So I have the Four of Wands and the Hierophant. Okay. Give me just a sec. Oh, wow.
I also have my favorite card.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The Nine of Swords. So the Hierophant, okay, this card has been coming up so much lately. Now, this is the mentor, the teacher. This is, professors, universities, big groups, workshops, people coming together to learn something, people going on group trips. This is the many as opposed to the singular. Okay. That's the big thing with the Hierophant. It's very masculine. And then I have the Four of Wands. This is a really great card when it comes to small victories, things coming to solution, even if it's just for a temporary time, where it's like, all right, things have been really, really rough, but then everybody kind of goes away on a trip. Taurus, if I was to sum this up right now, this is talking about family get-togethers or get-togethers with like your church or a group of people that you're close with and you trust. And celebrating, because the Four of Wands can be a card of get-togethers, small parties, Thanksgiving dinner, birthday parties, that sort of thing, people being together in close proximity. And with the Hierophant here, this is about learning in groups. So this is probably a really good time to enroll in school. I don't know if that's a thing right now. I don't know,
It actually is. It could definitely be 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, this is K2 in the ninth. This is definitely time to expand degrees for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, or if it's not, enrolling in university or anything like that, it could be signing up for an art class and getting together for something that's lighthearted and fun. But it is about being in a group. This isn't a time to recluse. This isn't a time to internalize and sort of pull away from everybody. This is about, even if it's uncomfortable, this is about getting together and doing work together in a group and just seeing what comes out of it.
Well, yeah, and you also have this is hitting the Tauruses, because from the moon's in the 8th with Saturn. So definitely Sagittarius, or if this is in your 8th house, this is a heavy energy. Anytime the moon is on Saturn, it causes depression a lot of the times. Okay. So it can be a lot of ups and downs with emotions. So just be careful. This is like you have Saturn in the 8th. This is big change. Taurus ascendants are going to have a big change with a lot of things. It also can be money, great for other people's money, like inheritances, big money, big wins. You might be traveling more for work, and something new could happen with relationships also. So, because for the next 4 months. Could be an ending, though, I would say, because this one. Yeah.
All endings are just beginnings.
Exactly. Sometimes you got to get the trash out. Count your blessings, too. Tauruses tend to be, they really like their stuff. Honor your feelings. Taurus is really about pleasure.
Like luxury and comfort, and to be home and to enjoy their space and things like that. They love children.
Yeah, they also... Yeah, but if you get a bad Taurus, this is where astrology goes two ways. They don't all love children,
Right. Don't touch my stuff. Get off the couch.
Yeah, but I don't want to like some of the because all right, I didn't want to go here, but actually we're not going to go there today.
Okay, let's just save it.
Gemini, we'll save it for the next go around. Geminis. Good old Geminis. This is for Trisha. Even though Trisha's not, she's a Leo ascendant. This is for Trisha in my head. Puzzle Master, check out his channel. He has a great channel. Thanks for joining us. He's got he knows a lot about the nakshatras too. I've been watching the Puzzle Master for years, and when he popped onto my channel, that was pretty interesting. So, and I hope he does a show with me here too. Okay, so Gemini ascendants or Gemini moons, Gemini rising. I look at this as this is good. Look, when you have Heidi pulling you upright cards, you know damn well that's good. Yeah. You can see those, right, Jenny?
It's really, really bright, but yes, I see temperance.
I can't even see it because let me make it this screen. So I'm just trying to read the chat too. Me got to check on that chat 24/7.
Right. Find out what they're saying.
Temperance, and I have the Ace of Swords upright, but keep in mind it's all up.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, because temperance is about taking everything that you've learned and applying it. Like, I mean, in a nutshell, you really cannot scale down the major arcana. It's so expansive. These archetypes are just huge. But the Ace of Swords, listen, it really kind of fits in with what I pulled also, because I have two sword, I have a wand, disc, and a sword card. So this is not emotional. This is mental right now. The Ace of Swords also, this is a mental. This is a challenge, okay? We're talking about money. We're talking about oppression. We're talking about feeling confined, feeling constricted, restricted in money. We're talking about theft. Whenever the Seven of Swords comes up, you guys, this is depending on what cards come up with it, but especially here, this card can indicate theft, whether it's somebody stealing your ideas, stealing your money, stealing your girlfriend, stealing something right out from underneath you. And they could be really, really sly about it. So Gemini, this to me feels like a warning. The Nine of Discs is a card of wealth. This is a card of financial breakthroughs. But when it's in tandem with the 10 of Wands, which is a card of restriction and limitation, this looks like the money purse is getting tightened. So this is watch your money. Watch where your money is going. Be really careful with ATM machines, with your bank cards, with where you're spending your money, who's spending your money. Sometimes, I mean, honestly, because I'm really like my practical like abilities, or like when it comes to money, I'm like, I need a lot of help. Like I need a financial advisor to help me. But I mean, I was getting charged at a gym that I wasn't going to for like 4 months because I wasn't paying attention. So pay attention. What does that one do? I don't use the Rider Waite, so I'm like counting.
Yeah, I went to the 5. It's the battle. It's like the battles.
Oh, 5 of Wands is a card of strife. Yeah. That's the 5 of Wands is about fighting, battling. This is a battle of wills. This is a battle of ideas, people simply not getting along. So this is Gemini. You may be encountering some difficult personalities and people trying to take things from you, or even if they're not actually taking things from you, it's a feeling of being restricted. It could be a mental restriction or a financial one, but there's not much emotion here.
But you do have this is some good stuff. Inner power, the Divine Father, okay, and the Archangel. Open your heart. These are like easy, nice, quick oracle cards. Okay, open your heart. So,
open your stinking heart.
Yeah. Jenny, Trisha wants to know what you're using. And everybody, if you're new, check out Trisha G's channel, Numerology. Check out her too. She's definitely
what I'm using.
Yes.
What deck?
Yeah, what deck you're using.
Oh, Trisha, my dear, I use the Thoth deck, created by Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris.
Uh-oh.
What?
No, I'm kidding, because we'll get some
A
trolls.
lot of
No, we've
people
been good.
have a lot to say about Aleister Crowley.
I like that deck, actually. I definitely like that deck a lot.
This is the deck that I started with, and it is the deck that I will end it all with.
Yeah.
Because it is the most beautifully illustrated, painted deck. All of the symbols, listen, it doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. He was a person, she was a person. These are my cards now, and I respect it for what it is, okay?
Nobody said anything yet, Jenny. Relax.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. See, no, I get defensive. Because I know what
we get real defensive easily, guys. Did you notice?
and they're not wrong. Okay, they're not wrong. They're not.
Nobody said anything, I promise.
But these are fabulous tools.
They are. Cancers. All right. I'm going to just say from the transits, cancers are going to be kind of rocked a little bit for a multitude of reasons. Number one, you have Rahu in your first house. Rahu is explosions, unexpected events.
Someone just made fun in the nicest way. Rob Lugal said Heidi and her upside down cards cracks me up because it's so true. 95% of your cards are upside down. I'm like, Heidi, is your deck just upside down? And like, no. Are you just messing with us?
If I pull you a card and it's in its right side up, then it's just good no matter what. Right, like, it means like look out for something, but it's really good. It's almost like winning the lottery. Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So for those Geminis, I'll say, because my cards were up, I kind of feel like, I think you're gonna, in my eyes, I think you're gonna win a battle. That's my opinion.
They're not Crowley cards. They're my cards. Someone said I don't want a reading from Crowley cards. That's okay. And I do have clients that request that I don't use my cards at all, and I honor that. If they want to speak directly to me and me only, and they don't feel the need to consult with these archetypes, I completely respect that. It's not for everybody. Okay. And you can get a great reading on any other deck of cards. These resonate with me. These are near and dear to my heart. So that's it. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's next?
The cancers, like I
okay, cancer.
Cancer. Yeah, get that freaking clown out of here before
what is happening?
Some lunatic. Just don't worry. Mars is in my first house. You will be blasted. Okay.
You will be blasted.
Cancer, we have Rahu in the first. Cancer doesn't always get the shot.
No, we love Cancer. Cancer.
I'll say this too. Another thing which is awesome for cancers now, this is a great time for opportunities, but just be cautious because it comes with like a price or a lesson when Rahu's in your first. It also can, be relationships. They can end, they can start, but they can remove too. It's a great time for manifesting things. A lot of attention and opportunities will go to you. Mm-hmm. Well, and I got the Ace of Pentacles, so that's great.
Ooh, that's a good card. That is one of my favorite cards, the Ace of Discs. This is the combination of all of the elements taking root into 3D, into the physical realm. So talk about opportunities. This is the best of the opportunity cards. This is good health. This is finally getting out of debt, for example, or at least getting on track to squaring away your finances, your physical assets. This is a card of physicality. Okay. So it's not emotion. It's not ideas. It's not the heart or the mind. This is about earth. This is about bones. This is about skin, money, metal, okay, that sort of thing. And so this is about good health. This is about good money, and solid ground. So let me pull
focus
cards. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's great. That makes me think of vitamins, taking like some kind of minerals or trace elements that your body might be missing, like silver or like the bentonite clay or any kind of element or metal that your body is missing. This may be a good time to start taking supplements. So Cancer, ooh, another ace. Yes. I personally love Cancer. Cancers are my favorite. They're another water sign. So I have the Ace of Wands, the Empress, and the Six of Discs. Now, all the way around, Cancer, these are phenomenal cards. The Empress, she's the counterpart and partner of the Emperor. So she is the feminine, the matriarch, the mother, the nurturer. She has this sort of solid, steadfast calmness about her. And as an archetype or as an energy in your life, she can provide you with a type of confidence. So it's kind of like, having a mom, having a mother figure that you can call, and she always has the right answer for you. She always knows exactly what to say. This is about embracing that energy, whether you have that person in your life or not. This may even be about being that for yourself. And then pair that with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the root power of fire. So this is about creativity. This is about expression, commerce, enterprise, business, things like that. So honestly, and the Six of Discs, again, is a money card. So this is about success. This is the Moon in Taurus. The Six of Discs is the Moon in Taurus card. So you could probably tell us more about the moon, what the moon in Taurus is like. But in any case, I mean, honestly, this even feels like starting some kind of a job or a career. This could be starting a family. The Empress and the Ace of Discs is like, for example, if you're a woman or a man and you're looking to start a family, you're in a relationship and you're married or you're not married, doesn't matter as long as you're stable, and you've been wanting to have a child, or start a family or get a dog or whatever family means to you, this could be that surge of excitement and that sort of hit, that spark of bravery to do it, or something regarding children, something regarding childcare or caring for animals or caring for anybody. This is about nurturing and having the bravery to do something that might be a little bit scary, but starting something for sure. Oh no.
Yeah, and I will say I've noticed a lot of cancers have trouble with pregnancies, and sometimes it's not as easy for cancers to get pregnant. So Saturn's in your 5th house, and if you're a Cancer ascendant, now's the time to really try, because Saturn is effort. It's going to put it's going to be there. So maybe you'll try like in vitro and stuff like that. I don't know why the hell I'm saying that, but you just made me think it with the kids. So
yeah. Well, the Empress is I mean, all the way around. It's mother.
Okay, so next is Leo. Leo. Yeah, I have a lot of people. I have my whole YouTube channel now. It's all like, it filters everybody that says something shitty out. It took me 2 hours, I swear to God, but I did it. And it was so worth it. It's amazing. Okay. Alrighty, so
who's next?
Leo.
I love Leo too. I don't have too many Leo friends, but I have a Leo child. And he
Leo son, right?
Yes, Leo son. And he is the light of my life. He is such a powerhouse, you guys. And he has a great head of hair. Lion's mane.
All Leo ascendants have nice hair.
I'm telling you. See,
actually, here's what happens. They have nice hair or they're bald. It's one or the other, usually.
Real shiny.
Yeah. Because if they have if there's, sometimes I've noticed if there's planets in the 1st house, like if there's sometimes sun in the 1st house in Leo, it can make somebody lose their hair. All right, I have the Lovers, the Star reversed, and the 8 of Wands reversed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, sorry, Leo. Okay.
Sorry, that's not too good, Leo. Doesn't look like the best.
No. Well, it means something different for everybody. Okay, but since we're really trying to condense this as best we can, I have the 4 of Wands again. It comes up again, which is about this coming together, sharing a close proximity, living together. Even if it's for short periods of time, spending a weekend, or say you break up and then you get back together. Okay, but this is about sharing space. And then the 5 of Discs, this is a card of being very unsure of what's coming next in terms of finances. So this is about instability with finances, not being able to pay your bills on time, really worrying about how you're going to make this happen. You know, from a financial or physical standpoint, this could be about your car getting repossessed, your house needs renovations, or something like that. Kind of these unfortunate physical, material asset-based situations. And then we have the Prince of Discs, which is a very masculine card. Okay, this is a masculine facet of any personality, man or woman. But the Prince of Discs, he's a stubborn guy. He's a very hard worker. He's very diligent, very focused. I mean, here he's represented as an unclothed man riding a bull, wearing a helmet. So, you know, there's a stubbornness to it. There's a willingness to work really, really hard to get past this financial sort of lull, if you will. But it looks as if there was one positive thing about this, is that the strength of the family, the strength of the unit, the people around you, that is something that needs to be emphasized right now, is to be good to the people that are good to you. Because in the meantime, for right now, that's really all that matters, because money comes and goes. And so this is about perseverance right now. Your cards worried me a little bit, though, because the Eight of Wands reversed is like bad news, like a bad message, a crappy phone call, a bad email, news that comes at you quickly that you're not prepared for, you weren't expecting. And so this is unforeseen events. This could be the letter in the mail that you have to go to jury duty and you can't do that, you know, that sort of thing.
And you have Rahu in your 12th house right now, which is unexposing things like hidden enemies. It's 12th house. Okay. So Rahu's in your 12th, bringing up hidden enemies, bringing expenses on, just weird stuff. Okay. So definitely be cautious. Watch out for people. Leo ascendants need to be on the lookout for the next, until this year's over, just with that hidden enemies activated. Mm-hmm. But live your joy. Is that what it says? Yeah. So that looks good. So I think mine might be a little positive. Mine looked like if maybe somebody was in a relationship, that's kind of where it looked like it was a little more dicey. It was a relationship. Mm-hmm. And open your heart. So okay. Virgos, good old Virgos. Okay. Virgos.
I have a love-hate relationship with Virgo, because Virgo is the exact polar opposite of my Piscean nature. They're extremely practical, logical, organized, and I'm not. And that annoys Virgo. And their practical nature annoys me, because I'm like, would you get some feeling, you freaking robot? You're so boring. No offense, Virgo.
It's so funny because I'm Virgo sun, right? And I would read astrology and be like, I'm the most un-Virgo human being there is. I really am.
Wait, drugbunny.com. What's horrible? What did I say? Sorry. I don't know what I said. Did I say something wrong?
No. No, Virgos are intense. They're critical. They're analytical. They're like, they're very psychic, but they don't let it work. They want to know why. They're just, my Venus is debilitated in Virgo. There we go, Jenny.
What's debilitated?
Debilitated. Okay, that's what it is. Debilitated Venus right here. Okay. But Virgos. Definitely, we've got the devil.
Okay.
The Fool reversed.
What?
Yeah. And 6 reversed. Pentacles.
I don't know what they're talking about. I don't care. If I scare you, like, sorry, not sorry, because I don't know what to tell you.
So I'm going to say Virgos are like,
no, it's true. Listen, the thing about this with people's signs, I'm only speaking of my experience. My mother, for example, my mother is a Virgo and I'm a Pisces, and growing up was very difficult. Our relationship was very strained because we're polar opposites. She wanted me to be a certain way and I was this way. And so my personal experience of Virgo is not a very positive one, but we know that one person has all of these different signs, all of these different influences that makes them exactly who they are. So you can't just say, oh, Virgos suck. That's just an
anything to you. Like, honestly, yeah, unless you have every planet in Virgo in your chart, then you can say, you know, that, you can relate to it 100%, because just because you have a planet in Virgo doesn't mean and if your sun's in Virgo, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it's like maybe your dad was a hard worker. Maybe your dad worked with his hands and your dad was not necessarily, but the point is you can't go by your sun sign for 100%, like, and wrap up your personality. Neither you cannot go by your ascendant. You have to look at your chart your life is composed of a way more than your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. So
Melanie says Virgo has great attention to detail, and I completely agree with that.
They do, for sure.
I completely agree with that. Whereas my attention to detail is lacking because I don't have that. I have virtually no Virgo in my chart. So there are some really great qualities in Virgo, folks. I'm sorry about my robot comment. I'm speaking from a place of personal experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, and I'm a Virgo. I'm not getting pissed. I'm a Virgo sun sign in Western astrology. I'm not getting pissed. Okay. Or I don't care. Yeah. No.
Imagine if you got mad.
Get on my damn nerves too. I'm telling you, they do. They drive me nuts. They're the hardest to read charts for. They're like, tell me why. Tell me why that is.
Why? Explain that.
You show me that. No, I can't explain it, and I can't. I'm sorry. There's no way, and I'm not going to be able to explain it to you in 60 minutes. All right. So next.
Trisha says Virgo is the best lover she's ever had. And they have great qualities.
I will say, people have the wrong
qualities.
They've sex with Virgos, it's clean.
What?
I'm serious. If somebody has Venus in Virgo, they want clean sex.
They want clean sex, not dirty sex. It's
meaning clean, like they're gonna be very into the hygiene.
So boring.
No, like hygiene.
Like polite, quiet sex at 9 p.m.
No, not at all. No, that's where they're just picky about who they have sex with.
Right. No, I totally hear you. We're just having some fun, you guys.
Yeah. Relax.
If you guys only knew the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, this is G. You don't have no idea. Oh
my God.
I feel like we're being like saints today. Okay. So Libra. Oh, Libra's had a good one last week too. I swear they had these same cards. Seriously. All right. I guess Libras are going to have a good time.
All right.
And they're all upright. So that means you're going to have a freaking excellent.
Right. They're upright. So you're automatically
an excellent week.
Oh, I can't even deal. It's so funny.
I know.
Someone said I get downright nasty. I love it, you guys. Like, it's so great.
Okay. Pleasure, money, like this is all good. Options. This is like phenomenal coming on a Libra out of here. And you know why? Because Jupiter's in your first house, giving you all sorts of opportunities. Sidereal. That's why.
Okay.
What do you have? Jenny might have a bad leap. Jenny might have the bad Libras.
No. Wouldn't that be interesting if after we do this enough times, we realize that you're reading one side of it and I'm reading the other side?
Yeah, I think we are. I do believe that.
We probably just don't even realize it. Okay, so Libra, listen, there's a couple of things. I have 2 wand cards plus a cup card. So this is about the will, the emotion, and the willpower, those 2 things. So this doesn't look like work. This doesn't look like money, or physicality or anything like that. This is about your ideas and your emotions, okay, and where those two things are meeting each other. The Five of Cups, this is a card that I have personal, like, bad, it just makes me feel sad because this is a card of disappointment, a card of betrayal, detachment, and loss, and that sort of thing. So whenever this card comes up, this is a warning, or what this is a mirror of feeling as if something or someone has let you down, or that an idea has run its course and that there's nothing really left there. This could also be about feeling emotionally very discouraged about an idea that you had recently. But the Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's literally entitled victory. And the Nine of Wands is also a card of being a 9. It's the one last big hump right before the 10, which is completion, and then the start to a new cycle after 10. So this to me feels as if you're kind of right at the end, right before the finish line, things get really, really discouraging. So it's like right before you have a breakthrough, something happens, and then you have to endure it, and you have to deal with all of this negative emotion and self-doubt and things like that, and betrayals can happen, but it's like just this much more, and it's like it's darkest before, it's darkest, as dark as it'll ever be is right before the dawn. So that's what I feel guided to tell Libra. I have really great experiences with Libras. They're the liaisons of the zodiac, in my opinion. They're very political. They're good communicators. They make some of the best diplomats, in my opinion, because the scales, they're balanced.
They wish they were. If I told you who was Libras, you would just retract that whole entire comment. Oh shit, that's so great. No, but you're right. That's what they said.
Everybody has a different experience, and
we have to go back to Virgos too, because we totally skipped it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did. Totally. We skipped it.
Oh my gosh, no way.
All right, so Libras, looks like things are good too, but from my end. What are you saying, Jenny?
What
are you saying? So do you have a final comment on the Libras?
No. I think I'm done with Libra. I love you, Libra. I don't really say it like that.
That's for Libras. Synchronicity. I've never pulled that one either.
Wow. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Virgos, back to the Virgos. Back to the Virgos. So I think you might be in an unhealthy relationship, worrying about money too much. That's kind of from my end of it.
Okay.
So
Virgo, my least favorite sign. No, I'm just kidding. Now it's gonna be just funny. Like, we're gonna just run with it. Like, I'm totally just kidding, you guys. Virgos are great.
Virgos do have something. I mean, they could gain money now, but it could come in but go out. So watch out. You also have 2, 3 Mars in the 3rd. That's great for hard work, efforts, hobby, writing. Get writing. You love writing, Virgos. You like details. Get your lists out. Oh, my mom. Anytime I just think of a Virgo, I just think of lists.
Yes, me too. It's that practicality. It's that very anal in a good way, because we know they like it super clean, right?
They do.
Oh my god. All right, so what I pulled. All right, so what do I say? See the priestess,
and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of. I'm getting a lot of 6s today. The 6 of Swords.
Okay.
So
listen, I want to talk to Virgo about the Star card. The Star card is generally a card of hope and unexpected help, unexpected breakthroughs. But in this spread right here, with the cards that it shows up with, this is about obsession. This is about being mentally fixated on something to the point where you can't think about anything else. And if any sign can do that, it's Virgo, because Virgo needs to know, needs to see it mapped out, needs to see it plainly. And so if there is something that they're trying to accomplish or something they're trying to figure out, there's a little bit of a warning here, not to allow yourself to become so obsessed with something that you start to self-destruct a little bit. Okay, the Nine of Swords comes up. Now, this is kind of a nasty card in terms of how the way we beat ourselves up. Okay, this is not so much about that things are so bad and you got to just throw in the towel. This is the pain and torture that we put ourselves through. Okay, Virgo. So if there's something going on, and it's outside of your control, try to go a little bit against your Virgo nature and try not to analyze it too much, because you run the risk of losing sleep, plaguing yourself with bad dreams, and don't talk about people. Don't gossip, because I have a feeling that right now communications are so it's so open right now that there's a chance that it can just blow up in your face. Okay, because the Two of Wands also comes up, and this could either be a great matchup or a warlike energy. So butting heads with somebody. Yeah. It's okay to back down sometimes. I mean, it really is okay. It's hard. It's really difficult, but sometimes it's for the best. And no, you don't have to see yourself as weak at all, because sometimes it's a lot harder and it takes a lot more strength to let it go. So that's what I think for Virgo.
And Virgo, one last thing, you're so critical on yourself usually. Virgos procrastinate like hell, because what they do is they procrastinate because they know when they go into it, it's like balls to the wall. So they'll put things off, because like when they go to clean, they start organizing the whole house. This is just what happens. So, and
they're very self-critical. Someone just mentioned that, is that they're their own biggest critics. I mean, we all are, but Virgo especially, because in my experience, they can be perfectionists at times, which is a fabulous quality when channeled correctly. So this is a warning not to beat yourself up and not to beat a horse to death. Like, some things are best left alone.
Okay, so we already did Libra. So if you're just watching, go back. We skipped Virgo. And now we're going to Libra, then Scorpio. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Heidi. Here we go.
What? Oh, is it for you, my dear?
Yeah, because I actually try to think like if this is not for me when I go, because I don't want my stuff to go into everybody else's. But they all probably are dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with, so it doesn't even matter.
Right. Scorpio is my all-time favorite. I say it every time. I love me some Scorpios in my life.
Sometimes Scorpios get on my nerves, and I am one.
Well, yeah, because they can be very self-centered.
I like a Scorpio moon more than another Scorpio rising, I've noticed.
Well, yeah. Scorpios are extremely intense individuals, and if you can't match that intensity, they'll eat you up, and so that can be scary. But I can match it. Heidi is my match. I mean,
that's true. Because you're a Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon, and you're a Pisces ascendant.
I feel like people wish we were lesbians together.
They do, don't they?
They do. You guys are sick.
Oh God, this is so funny. I guarantee you, Mr. Tranny's gonna come out. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, of course. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Didn't I not pull this earlier too?
Three of Swords.
Yeah. I'm not in a relationship, so this is irrelevant to me.
I'm not in a relationship.
So luckily these weren't for me. So some of you Scorpios, but not me. Relationships, hard work. Maybe you're working too much, not focusing on them. Maybe you're just, this is like, I just have a weird feeling, regardless of what these cards say, that, you're just, you gotta maybe focus some more time on relationships, but there could be some endings in unhealthy relationships. Welcome to the life of Scorpio. So clean house, get rid of them, get rid of the toxic people in your life, all of them. It's the best thing to say to a Scorpio. If they're causing too much stress, causing too many issues, just remove them.
My experience with Scorpios is for them, it's not even so much about being loyal to somebody for the sake of loyalty. It's that a Scorpio can become so involved with somebody else's energy that it becomes almost, I don't want to use the word codependent, because it's not a dependency thing, but it's that I've seen Scorpios become so enthralled with the energy of somebody that they're with that they can't quit it. They're very sensual.
Yes, it's all sex. Here's how Scorpio works. If they want you, and they want you like a freaking vulture. Okay. But if they don't, you're done. It's nothing. Why?
Right.
It's the eighth house, the zodiac. They like control. They like to control. They like you to control them too. It's weird. It's a sick, weird imbalance of energy, you know? So there's definitely a lot of struggles with that, because when you do get attached to somebody and you do like the sex, every Scorpio reading I have too, it's like I can tell them exactly what's going on, because what you're looking for is tantric sex. Okay. Like this weird tantric sex that not just, you know, the random everyday whatever. It's more of a psychological thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to say, is that for Scorpios, the sexual relationship it's deep, it's psychic, it's intense. It's that sort of thing. They have a type of, we call it a sexual IQ. All right. And it's like, if you don't have emotional, and this is my theory, is if you don't have emotional intelligence, you suck in bed. That's that. Listen, yeah, that's really how I feel. Like if there's something, if you don't understand basic concepts of human emotions and how people are, then you suck in bed, because you have no emotional IQ. You have no intensity. Intensity, in my opinion, is what makes sex powerful. It's what fosters that relationship. And what's interesting about the cards that I just pulled is I pulled 4 court cards. Okay, 4 court cards and one cup card. So, and what's really funny about this is the 9 of Cups is about family relationships, or otherwise emotional relationships, everybody getting along, everybody working together. And all these cup cards, I'm going to say this is like an orgy. Like, I don't know what kind of a show we're doing here tonight, but this is about like polygamy or something like that. And I don't even know what's going on.
They are tend to cheat. So could that be cheating too? Because
it can, because this is somebody, because we have the Princess of Swords, the Queen of Discs, the Knight of Cups, and the Prince of Discs.
And look at all my relationship cards reversed. So definitely I think somebody's cheating. And Mars in the first house, if you're Scorpio rising, or Mars going over your moon or something like that, definitely that's when that sex energy starts heating up. So, you know, that's all I have to say.
Right. And
balance is what you need. Balance, and count your blessings. So
count your blessings. All right, Scorpio. We love us some sex talk, don't we, Heidi?
Yes, we do. Sagittarius. Oh. No. Well, I think I'm going to be a Sagittarius this week. Well, I think so. That's how I go. No, this is decent, I guess. King of Cups upright, so that's good. Very good. You have the 4 of Wands upright, so we're already off to a good start. We do have the World reversed, but
that could be about anxiety about endings, anxiety about completing the cycle. Unexpected things, unexpected events. Because the World upright is the end. Okay, it's the final card in the Arcana. It's fruition, completion. And so
with reversed, it could be maybe new beginning. If it's reversed, could you ever say,
well, like, all endings are new beginnings, but when it's reversed, there's an anxiety associated with that, because that means you're not ready. There's something that is blockading, barricading that ending from being fluid, from being something that progresses naturally. So whether it's a mental obstruction or a financial or physical one, I would say that there's something that needs to be looked at, is what needs to be taken care of in order to finish this cycle as best as possible, as seamlessly as possible.
Yeah. And you have Saturn in your first house. If you're a Sagittarius rising, if you have Sagittarius over you have Sagittarius moon, stress. Okay, definitely you're gonna feel a little depression for the next 2.5 years. So little like you're gonna be tested, your emotions, So people, I'm reading some of these comments about Sagittarius, but Sagittarius they are for sure not like dumb when like people say they are freaking researchers. They have the only thing about them is they get too caught up in their damn beliefs. That's what I will say about them. Like one that goes extreme, like with religion, they're just too much, or extreme with anything. Like if you have Sagittarius in the nakshatra of Mula, that's more of digging deep to the root of things. This is where my nakshatras come into play. So I don't know. I think mine looks okay with Sagittarius. I think it's just going to be maybe worry and
Mine too. It's interesting. You had the world reverse. I pulled the Eon. And the Eon is self-analysis, being extremely honest with yourself, facing an issue that has been a long time standing. And now is the time, whether you're ready or not, whether you like it or not, this is the time to open it up, pour it out, and let it all hang out. There's no place to hide. There's no place to run. And then we also have the Princess of Swords, which is this is a very rebellious energy. So this is almost like putting on your armor and just doing the hard thing, doing the thing that needs to be done, even though it sucks. This is channeling your warrior and just doing it. Being brave.
Yeah. Yeah. And you are protected. So don't worry, and count your blessings. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and balance also. All right. And then for Capricorns. All right, Capricorns, good old I like Capricorns. I really do. I'm like really like Capricorns. I need a lot of Capricorns in my life to like really keep me straight laced. That's right, Trisha. And that's funny because Trisha is a Capricorn moon too.
Is my daughter a Capricorn?
Your daughter is a Capricorn. Yes, she is.
She is my rock, my daughter. I mean, I shouldn't say that because no child should be their mother's rock. But when she's older, I just see us as having like the greatest relationship.
Yeah. You can use Capricorn energy in your life too, Jenny, because since we have a lot of water in our chart and stuff, we sometimes need like that Capricorn stuff. All right.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say really, really quick again, because I feel like people, what we say gets taken for exactly as we say it. But I'm also not suggesting that Scorpios are fundamentally disloyal, because I have a lot
of them are. I am one. A lot of them are.
And it completely depends also on your upbringing. It depends on your experiences, on your personality. But I have a Scorpio friend. I won't say her name, but she's one of my other very, very closest friends. She's a Scorpio, and she is fiercely loyal. Whether her friends are right or wrong, it doesn't matter to her. She is loyal for the sake of being loyal. So again, to illustrate, we're not trying to box everybody in.
Yeah.
We're just,
And you know what? That's a great point. Loyal if you don't screw us off. If you screw us off, screw us over. That's when we're not. I mean, if we start feeling that anxiety that you're up to something, then it's over. That's how that works. But for friends and everything, we're as loyal as they get. Yeah. You can come to a Scorpio, tell them you killed somebody, and nobody's going to say anything.
Nobody's going to say anything. They'll help you hide the weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, friends are different. So, okay. So, man, Capricorns.
I don't think I can make Heidi mad. I'm not sure what,
Jenny has never made me mad. Trisha has never made me mad ever. Never, ever. Never would they.
I wouldn't. Do you guys know what I would do to avoid making Heidi mad? There's absolutely no reason to make Heidi mad, you guys. So just don't do it.
Because I have a whole nother side.
Yeah, she does.
All right, Capricorns. Sorry, guys. But this makes sense. I mean, you are going through a lot of stuff right now. And, the reason why Western astrology kind of works with the Saturn, like I said earlier, is because you have Ketu, Venus, Moon, or you have Ketu in your first house, technically, if your rising sign is Capricorn. So when you have that, this is like shaking things up. So you have the 7 swords. You have the devil reversed. Nine of Wands.
Wow, this star just doesn't go away tonight. This card just.
That's Aquarius too.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it. Oh, hold on, I can't see you yet. I'm watching this damn chat. Hold on. Sorry. No, what is it?
Somebody just donated. Thank you so much for your generous donation to Channel 27.
We'll do your chart. You'll be one of the ones we pick. Thank you.
We're actually, Heidi, I'm not going to be able to do any charts this evening.
All right, I'll do it. Well, I'll do the chart when we're done.
Okay.
I'm only doing 2, guys, just so you know, just 2.
We've been on here for 2. We just get so carried away. So,
all right, Capricorn.
I have the 3 of cups, the 3 of discs, and again the star comes up. Okay. 3s are really, really listen, I'm not the numerologist, okay, but the 3s in this context, this is about the 3 of discs, for example. This is about healthy competition. This is about being around people that you want to make them better, but you also want to utilize, kind of, you're looking at them like, I can do what they can do better. But it's healthy. It's not ill-willed or anything like that. But this is like working with people, supporting each other in your greatness, bringing each other up. The 3 of Cups with that, this is about celebrations, good times, drinking. This is a card of baby showers, bridal showers. It's a very feminine card, women coming together. So there's a lot of femininity here. And again, the star, this is also about the influences of your spirit guides, your ancestors, your galactic families. There's a whole woo-woo level to the star card that we don't get into too much. I can't wait to talk to Cliff about woo-woo stuff. That's like, I can't wait. I can't wait to get into it with him. So yeah, Capricorn. I also have the Knight of Discs, which is a very welcomed, masculine, focused, solid energy. Here we have so much femininity and sort of a competitive feminine energy, because women are extremely competitive with each other. It can be really healthy, and sometimes it can be very toxic. But in this case, the Knight of Discs does a really great job of doing it for the group, doing it, it's like producing and then sharing. All right, so this looks like it's an encouragement to create, produce, and then share the wealth, share those gifts, share your knowledge, and also calling on the ancestors. Okay, that's actually been a big theme, and there's never a bad time to call on your ancestors. Everybody should get into the salutations and honoring those that have come before you. It's really important, and that can change your life. That changed my life, was saluting my ancestors.
And that's so weird. Loved one in heaven.
Oh, that's weird.
Honor your beauty and peace and harmony. So I think there's definitely there's positive things. Capricorns they're freaking rocks anyway. They're good.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they are. I'm not even worried about Capricorns. That just will probably make them go freaking strive even more. That's the thing about the Capricorns. It's like, that's why I love them, because no matter what, their whole worlds could be falling apart and they're going to go to work like nothing's wrong with them. They're nuts. Okay, so Capricorn, then we have Aquarius. I don't know why. For me, I'm so Aquarius is I have the worst problems with Aquarius, but I'm so attracted to Aquarius. It's weird. Is that funny?
I mean, it seems karmic to me. It doesn't seem weird at all.
It's my 4th house, so
it seems very fitting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Aquarius.
Oh, how cute, Aquarius. How cute. I'm glad you're happy.
Glad you're happy.
It looks like Aquarius are gonna have a good things happen.
I'm done with the star card for tonight. Okay.
That is the Aquarius card.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It just came up. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, Aquarius. Something actually came up today. I had a reading with a client, and he mentioned to me that Aquarius was actually, the age of Aquarius was actually the age of the Anunnaki. And I didn't understand that entirely, and I didn't want to pry too much into that as I was listening to him speak. But that is really interesting to me, because the star card in particular has always resonated for me as being the card that represents our galactic connection. So the our star families, aliens, extraterrestrials, spirits, whatever you want to call them, interdimensionals, and our connections to them, the influence that we have on them, and the influence that they have on us. So sometimes when you pay attention to that, you actually give power to it. So Aquarius, if you felt so inclined to start, doing simple rituals, earth-based elemental magic, nothing crazy. So this is just about earth, water, air, fire, and ether, the element of spirit. These are things that you could utilize to feel better, to gain some clarity, to make things more for fruition. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Aquarius can be a very psychic sign.
All right, and then last but not least, but my moon sign, Jenny's rising sign.
Pisces. My everything sign.
Jenny's everything sign. Yeah. If anybody's wondering, I've said this before, but my channel 27, is because the 27th nakshatra, which is Jenny's ascendant, Revati, is my moon nakshatra. So that's why. Mm-hmm. All right.
Better be good.
Ace of Wands reversed. 2 of Cups reversed. 10 Pentacles reversed. So.
Okay.
Well, I can say for me, I don't really relate to this, but that's okay. That's good. I'm glad I'm not relating to these cards right now, because then I don't like people to have all the same messages as me. Jenny, do you relate?
No comment.
Okay.
I actually, it's okay. So it's hard when you read cards for yourself. I actually don't usually read cards for myself.
Yeah.
But this is what I'll do. I'm going to try to separate myself a little bit from this. Okay. Because this is not a reading for me in any way. I am going to take myself completely out of this equation. This is not a reflection of me or a mirror of me in any way. Thank you, Sacred Tarot. All other Pisces except for me. Okay. All right. Pisces. So this is great, because look, the star card comes up again. So everybody tonight pretty much needs to start utilizing their psychic faculties in a way that they never have before, even if it makes you slightly uncomfortable. Nothing can change when you're comfortable. If you want to hone in, especially Pisces is super psychic, all that 12th house energy, the fantasy and the visions and the water and all of that stuff lends itself so perfectly to psychic dreams, doing therapy through dreams, things like that, prayer, song, poetry. The 10 of Wands and the Knight of Cups, these two things together. The Knight of Cups is an emotionally mature, masculine energy. So this is a man who loves to be loved. He loves to give love. And sometimes he can be taken advantage of. We all know people like that. And then again, the 10 of Wands is that feeling of restriction, that feeling of having rules sort of, put onto you, that where you feel like you can't love the way you want to, you can't express love the way you want to, because people think that there's something wrong with it, or people tell you that's not okay, or something like that. Or it could be that you want to love somebody that you can't love, or that somebody can't, or that you feel like you can't be loved the way you need to be by somebody else. So those are just my impressions of it, Pisces. If you're a Pisces, I really feel for you, because I understand what it feels like to swim in the psychic waters of life.
Live your joy.
What does it say?
Live your joy. It like flew out of my hands too. So
good.
Yeah, definitely. I think Pisces, new beginnings. I love it. I got chills too. So that's serious. When Heidi gets chills, that means I kind of connected a little bit. for you, inner divine.
Good. Inner divine. That's awesome.
Great stuff. Okay. So Jenny's probably going to get out of here because
Yes,
I have to go to guys. So I'm doing the 2 readings. That's it.
Heidi, Heidi's going to do her 2 readings. She's going to finish us strong here. Heidi, thank you so much for having me on. Folks, the next time that I will be on this wonderful channel with this beautiful creature will be Friday at 4:00 with Cliff High. And I am so excited. Just the other night, I was trying to sleep and then I popped up and I was like, oh my God, we're going to go live with Cliff High on Friday at 4. Like, I have to, like, this is totally like just crazy and surreal. And I'm so excited. So I can't wait till Friday. I hope everybody tunes in. I want everybody to be there. I'm going to do my homework. It's going to be the best Jenny Moonstone that you guys have ever seen. All right. So I'm out.
Okay.
Be the change you want to see.
Also, I want to say, make sure you check out DJ Ransom, his channel too, and Anna, the Raven Wolf channel.
Oh yeah, Raven Wolf. All right. All right. I know you're good. Okay. Can I go now?
You can leave. Go ahead. Sorry. Thanks.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right. So, all right. I'm going to do the one chart that donated here, this Steve. Okay. So I have yours. And then the other person, this .com guy or whatever your thing is, please put your birthday in there if you can. And I'm not staying long. These are the only 2 I can do, guys, because I really, I've been working all day and I have to work tomorrow again. So, okay. Steve. This was a perfect one to do because you and I have something very similar. Will I update my Scorpio playlist? Maybe, if I find more Scorpios. Okay, so Steve, you're a Gemini ascendant. You have K2 in the 1st house like me. Okay, so this is definitely, you definitely feel like you don't fit in a lot. So we are outcasts, okay, in a way. Especially growing up, you know, you feel like you never were a part of some, you know, everybody gets on your nerves. It's like you feel like, no, you don't understand most people. Nobody understands you. I like to say we dropped out of outer space. Also, we definitely like to be alone. We like our space. We absolutely, okay, doll face. Can you put her birthday information in there, please? All right, so, you know, it's definitely a tough thing. It's hard for relationships. So if you're married, I would guarantee you have had more than one marriage. If not, you know, I've seen when you have like things like this sometimes, you know, just traumatic things in relationships. But eventually you have K2 in the 1st house and you're Navamsha. So I guarantee you, I'd be very curious to know if you are still like not married and stuff, because it's really tough. Because what happens is you get into all these wrong relationships with people. They end up being like a big drain, or they're just not trustworthy, or sometimes you're not. I mean, it's honestly, you're always looking for something better, usually, when you're learning the K2 experience. Definitely the best investigators, researchers, people that can analyze things in depth. Okay, yours is in Ardra, so you're probably really good at technology, really good with IT, and definitely have a fierce, intense type of thing. Like you could, when you're mad, you're mad. You can transform things and change things. And with Ardra is the teardrop. So there are a lot of challenges with this nakshatra, but it's Lord Shiva energy. So what happens is it's transforming things, it's changing things, shaking things up. But I've noticed that Ardra is extremely, extremely successful, very good with psychic abilities, really good channelers, really good like people that are in tune with like other realms too. Very intense. But K2 in the 1st, you're just, the best thing for you to do is like dissecting things, researching things, analyzing things. Like that's kind of, and your moon is in Virgo. So in a way, you're probably very critical, hard worker. You know, you're definitely like thinking about the details a lot. Okay. You really like, and you really like to be alone too. people, like when things get all out of whack, you and I could stay in a prison cell with, as long as we had our research, and be kind of completely fine. Because anytime, like we like our own company a lot, to say the least. Okay. Also, you have Venus in Scorpio, which makes you definitely have some issues, I'd say, with women. Women could have tried to, just women try to sue you or get into lawsuits with you, but definitely it's a very sexual type of energy, Venus in Scorpio. What else? It could also be good for money and finances and analyzing finances and doing something in the financial field, financial sector. Not necessarily always, but here's the thing. K2 in the first house is you're going to have a unique gift. I'm not going to be able to tell you what it is. It's going to be something that kind of like nobody else knows, that nobody else can do what you do. So really, like, it's going to be something you have to find on your own. And nobody's going to ever be like supportive. All your family members, like if you have this idea, your friends, family members, everybody's going to be like, well, that might be a good idea. So you're always constantly being judged. Like you feel like you're always being judged. So you try to put on all these parts and you try to act this way and hang out with this person or act this way to please this person. And then finally, after you realize, you're like, I can't take this anymore. You stick your flag in your first house and you're like, it's easier to be alone. So the best thing to do is you have to learn how to have a balanced relationship. All right, so your moon's in Virgo and Uttara Falguni, which is going to work, working with, like actually physically going to work, doing work sometimes with your hands. And you're a hard worker, you're a hustler, even though, you have this moksha, like how do we get through this crazy life type of philosophy. Like you still want to make money, you still want nice things. There's kind of that imbalance a little bit sometimes, but you're really good in business. You'd be a phenomenal politician, that's for sure. You have Mercury, Saturn, and Sun all conjunct in the 5th house in Libra, Swati, which is a really freaking smooth sailing businessman, somebody that can sell anything to anybody. K2 is not shy. Like once it gets past that initial discomfort, after like you'll be made fun of for something, or you'll have issues with something, whatever it is, and then after it breaks through it, you're like, screw this, so this is phenomenal for just doing any sort of business. You have to, like, you're probably really good at making your own business. It could be great for financials, and you're a really good speaker and a really good, like, healing people and speaking to people. And you could have been a little religious at some point. But moon's being in Virgo, the way you think is very, like, always criticizing yourself, others, very, what's the word? Analytical, critical, just, perfectionist. You want things a certain way. Like you might want your house a certain way. You might want things set up a certain way. It's just, that's very, very important to you. So, all right. I'm not going to go too much more into this, but your main thing is relationships. So I'd be curious to know if you are married, if you had issues with relationships. Transits, you have Saturn in your 7th house. So actually now could be a time that, you could have a long-term serious marriage relationship that actually works out, or maybe if you're in one, it's strengthening it. So it definitely can be really positive. And Saturn's exalted in your chart. So you definitely, you could be a really good teacher too. Like teacher, manager, leader, professor, somebody that's like standing out in the crowd. Okay, so this is a good opportunity for business too. And you'll be attracted to foreign women. Foreign cultures, foreign countries, all that stuff. I would say there's probably some endings in relationships actually because of what I just have. Okay, so that's just what that looks like to me. Whoa, that just flew out. Okay. I'm going to read you what this card says. These oracle cards definitely give good advice. So every reading that I do behind the scenes, when I pull cards for people and use these, they definitely have a good meaning for somebody. So this is Archangel Michael, 35. When it's reversed, it's facing some significant challenges and even some difficult emotions. The energy in your first chakra may be blocked, revealing potential fears about your safety, insecurity, depression. The blocked energy could also signal financial worry, desperation, issues, instability. It can shake things up to your core. So it's going to be important to get the energy moving freely. Call upon Michael for assistance and visualize his light and power filling the area and bringing greater sense of your true strength, eternal stability, and meditate. Okay. I think maybe you're overanalyzing things. And that's, you know what, K2 in the first house will make people worry about money and stuff, will make people, they don't like to feel like they always have chaos in their life with money. They can have money problems, you know, but they'll always have money. Like it's weird. You'll have money, but then you could lose money because you'll spend money because you don't care about money. It's this moksha thing. But I promise you, the more you worry about money, the worse it will be, because you're here to moksha, like moksha the life, like get rid of things. So anything, the more you attach to something, whether it be something materialistic or like a person, or an idea or anything, you need to make some actions and take some actions too. Get moving on something. Because right now your chart is literally really, really, really like ready to manifest some things if you want to. And it can bring you some major, major success. Or you could get an inheritance too. Okay. So let's go back to, let's see if I. Can somebody put that person's birthday like right at the beginning, please, please? Yeah, we'll talk about Oprah next time. I'm sorry, I will do it later. All right, somebody has to give me this birthday because I can't go through all these comments, please. The birthday that the other person said to do that person's birthday. Trisha, do you see it? I'm going to look out for your comment, maybe, hopefully. Dollface cake. Thank you. 3-5. Okay. Oh. $325, 1980, 1224. Okay, so I'm just going to let you have a quick glimpse. Okay, I'm going to take it off in a second. But Cancer ascendant, moon in the first house, Pisces sun. Okay. So definitely you're one of those people that's getting, you know, kind of emotionally triggered right now. Okay, big time. Why? Because a few different reasons. Okay. Cancers, everybody says, oh, cancers are so emotional. They're not. I like to say they're moody. They can be very stubborn. My sister's a double Cancer. This looks like my sister's chart in a way. Now, your ascendant Cancer, Purnavasu is broken up into Gemini and Cancer, this nakshatra. So this nakshatra is all about bouncing back. It's all about like limitless opportunities. The more you give, the more that comes back. You probably forgive people easily, so they forgive you easily. It's like that type of thing. They can get walked all over sometimes, you know, with, you know, certain things and depending on what it is. But this is a very, very creative nakshatra, okay, for a multitude of reasons. First of all, astrology, definitely you would be so good at astrology. I know so many astrologers that have this type of chart. Very similar. Now you definitely have some, there can be a lot of money that comes in and there could be a lot of money that goes out. Really in fluctuating money things. Okay. You have Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, and Saturn. That's kind of intense. It's also your family savings. It's also, your throat, your speech. So, you could be very shy. You could have all this like energy to sing and be this amazing speaker and to be, this amazing actress or whatever. But then you have this Saturn that gives you fear, that makes you shy, that makes you feel like you don't want to speak, or maybe, so there's a little bit of an imbalance there. But I can tell you, if you break this, and Kapil says, KRS astrology, if you break the rings of Saturn, you can have anything you want. And I do believe that that's the case. Okay. So your second house is financial gains, it's possession, it's speaking, banking. So, you need to be using your creative self-expression, period. You have all these planets there. So whether it be, and you have Rahu, Jupiter, this is crazy. So you have to really, really, really put this to use. And whether it's like a coach speaking, talking to, helping people, doing something like this is all up your alley. Because you have a nurturing moon, Pushya, that's all about nurturing and healing. So you have very creative nakshatras. But you get real irritated easily. Like little things can annoy you very bad, like just irritated. That's the thing about cancers. I always say this story because my sister goes into a grocery store and she gets so irritated by the littlest things. So, definitely, like if somebody parks funny, she's pissed the whole day. Now this also can be like, you could be a singer or an actress for sure. You probably wanted to be at some point of your life. Okay, what else do we have going on here? Yeah, your mother, I would say, had a very big influence in your life. You really she was a big part of your life. And I don't know if I can't really look into that right now, but whether something happened to her or you were just very close with her, like big influence. Photography, obviously, any type of caretaking, like helping people that are sick, healing. I wonder if you're like, she has 3. She is an actress. Is that true? Really? She is an actress? Well, good, because you should be. So that's good. Is that serious? Well, good. Okay. Another thing. Okay. Oh, you're talking about your mother too. Okay, got it. All right. So another thing about your chart, I'm glad. It's good to know. Okay. You have Mercury and K2 in the 8th. This is in Aquarius, Satabisha, which is, once again, here we go with the healing and with, the 8th house is investigations, digging things up. This is music too. Okay. Music, you're going to really connect with music. This is marching to the own beat of your own drum. This is good money. You could get an inheritance. This is like an encyclopedia of investigations. Like you probably like digging deep to things. You're very psychic researcher. You have like that. You even can do like lucid dreams and, out of body experiences, those type of things. That's definitely a good thing to do. You're in a Venus Dasha, 12, 11, 10, Venus in the 10th. This should be great for work. It really should. Things should come to you. You might even be like, you're like Venus, you might play serious roles or serious stuff because Venus in Kritika is all about like being a little more intense, more like it's definitely the nakshatra that's, they don't step down. They're intense. And you have Sun in Pisces and Uttara Bhadrapada. So very psychic, like I said, very psychic, good for money, good for fame, good for like higher knowledge and stuff like that. So I think you are, if you're not an actress, then I don't know if I was reading that wrong, but you definitely 100% need to do something in the public using your creative self-expression. I mean, your chart's so strong. Your Jupiter has 600 points. Your Venus has almost 500 points. Your Sun, I mean, you have to, it's good stuff here. But you have this, I think it's Saturn, like the barrier and restrictions. And you definitely felt that, I would say the past year and a half definitely was probably a little more intense for you. Now Rahu's in your first house. It's going to give you more opportunities. There's a shitty, maybe some unhealthy relationships, possibly. Some endings, maybe. Could be. And if not, it's, let's see, I'm going to pull you one of these cards too. Guys, I'm not doing any more readings. I said this is my last one. So if you donate, I'll make sure I do the next one. I'll do it on my next show. Whoa, yeah. Definitely relationships, right? A happy family reversed, broken heart, upright. This is kind of like, you know, some endings, in my opinion. But let me read you what it says. Yeah, and Rahu being in your first house, if you have anything like that's not supposed to be in your life now, it'll remove it. So when a separation or emotional distance from family members, close friends, the disconnect may be from your family of origin, such as parents or siblings. It may have something to do with children, spouse. There could be hostilities that need to be worked out, or perhaps some fences that need to be mended. Communication and patience may be called for here. So let your intuition guide. Remember, healing starts when you choose to become your own loving parent, sibling, spouse, friend, or child. The lesson in every relationship is self-honoring, and sometimes the karma is just to let go. And then this one. So I have a show with John Hogue this week. He's going to be on my show and on my channel. And so I'm not sure what day I'm going to do it. So then we have this one, Broken Heart. So this hurt is from a long time ago. It might be a pain from a more recent event. Either way, it's a deep healing. Vent your feelings and release the person or situation involved. Affirm that you're reclaiming your power and peace of mind. Open your heart to the light of the divine love and healing and compassion for yourself through this difficult process. Make self-care a priority now. As you let go of old experiences, you can open your heart to the true and abiding love that you rightly deserve. I'm just going to pull you one more card. Maybe. Okay, sorry. Insight. This is Ganesh. Okay, and that's, if everybody's asking about that picture on the wall, that's what that is. So Ganesh is, you're probably going through a lot of stuff. That's why I'm giving you a little extra cards here. Ganesh is focusing on your attention on your third eye chakra. He's acknowledging that you're in a phase where you can grow and expand your consciousness. Intuition is the voice of the spirit and soul. It can be heard when you are in a calm state. You have the ability to tune into a strong, clear connection. The guidance you receive from the divine can always be trusted. The intuitive insights you receive speak to you about things that directly affect your life, relationships, and personal process. You may find that your intuition grows and becomes clearer more than you tune in and follow. The more you clear the third eye chakra energy and practice using your intuition, the clearly you will see every other way. Indigo blue is the color of the third eye. When your third eye is in balance, you are self-realized. You find you will live in harmony with your expanded true self and with people you interact with in your life. This does not mean that you will never not have problems, But rather than that, you will have a different perspective. You may find that you are charismatic, empathetic, and highly intuitive. You're intelligent with a good imagination and accurate perceptions. Okay. So, hold on. What does he say? Let's see. I hope that relates and I hope that helps. And I think sometimes with cancers, with all this energy, I mean, you're just having a lot, like Rahu over your moon can make you feel borderline a little schizophrenic. And I'm not saying you're schizophrenic by all means, but one minute it's like you have two little things on your shoulders, like, no, do it. Yeah, it's causing chaos. It's making you focus on yourself. It's making you, really focus on you. So it like brings you opportunity, brings you lessons, it brings you relationships, it clears out relationships. Deborah Silverman, I like her. She's a Western astrologer. I was watching her today and she was talking about Rahu and Ketu, the North Node and South Node. And she said something so true. Like, I don't feel like you can make hardcore predictions with Rahu and Ketu. I don't. I think they actually take whatever you're saying and throw a big mix up. So for somebody that is talking about it in a transit, I think it can be 100%, 50% unpredictable. So when Rahu crosses over your first house, can give you, like Donald Trump, right? President, wins presidency, Rahu in his first house. Nobody would have expected it. He wins presidency, but it comes with all the drama, all the craziness, the enemies, it's like, it's not fun, so it gives you opportunities with a price. And that's kind of what you're dealing with right now, so that's, you have to make sure you really try to keep yourself composed, put together, like relax, because what will happen is, your emotions can kind of get ramped up. And this is the main reason I say this is because moon is in your first house. So it's hitting your emotions. If it was just in your first house, it's more of just more of a superficial thing or more of what's happening around you in your life. And it's more accident prone. Well, when the moon's in your ascendant and it's in your first house, this is getting you more emotionally. Okay. So this is better than church. It's funny. Yeah, you definitely could be anxious, meaning you're fixed. I don't know if this is even you, but can somebody help me out? Oh, let me read some of these comments. So I hope that helps. It sounds like you have to just kind of clean house right now. End things, and unhealthy things, and toxic relationships. Rahu's in a house for about a year and a half, 1.8 months, or 1.8 years. So yeah. So it entered during around the eclipse time, I'd say around September. It left Leo and went into Cancer. So, and you were feeling that eclipse, let's just say, okay, big time. All Cancers have been feeling it. So forgiveness, peace and harmony. So it looks like you got to forgive. Yeah, I'm not that crazy. I'm actually pretty nice. So when I know you're intense, but I can laugh. Yeah, I'm actually like a nice person, believe it or not. I just get pissed off easily when people say rude shit. That's all. Just real. Yes. So Western astrologers, North Node, South Node, Rahu, Ketu. Exactly. That's what this is. All right. And I know somebody wanted me to ask about Oprah. So you want me to ask my rods about Oprah? Good. Doll face cake. So, okay. You definitely had a rough few years. Okay. If you want me to ask the rods any questions, I'll ask the rods a few questions because I love doing this so much. I could do this until my head falls off. So if you've never seen me do the rods, how this works is when you ask the rods a question, let me push this down a little bit. Okay, so when you ask the rods a question, you hold them and they're not buttons. Oh, they're not buttons or anything. So basically, if they go like this, that means yes. If they go like this, that means no. Okay. So when you ask them a question, they fly around. Clearly, I'm got my face ripped off. Okay. So you can get rods from, if you go to the Christian Whistleblower website, that's what his YouTube name is. Trisha, will you post his channel in there, please? Because you can go to his website and buy them right from his website. So will Oprah get exposed? I think she will for working with Harvey. That was posted today. Will Oprah get exposed for working with Harvey? Now watch, okay, just so you know I didn't move anything. Is Heidi wearing a white shirt? You see? Okay. I need help with the questions. Oh my God. Is Oprah a man? She's not a man. Who cares if she is? Okay, that's a good question. Will Litecoin reach $2,000 this year? Will Litecoin reach $2,000 this year? Yeah, I knew that was a yes. What else? Will Bitcoin hit 100 grand this year? Will it drop more? Did Casey give me his disease? Do you really want me to ask that? Okay, did Casey give me... Do you really want me to ask that? Do I have some... Okay, Elizabeth, do I have somebody performing black arts against... Does Elizabeth Lloyd have somebody performing black arts against her? Probably not. Was China behind promoting Bitcoin? Will America go to war? This is so weird doing by myself. Will Oprah lose her money? Will Obama get in trouble for something in the next month? That's what I think. Was the missile story a cover story? What missile story? Okay, so did Casey give Real Sweet a disease? Doesn't want to answer that. No. That's a more of a no than yes. Did Elon Musk start Bitcoin? I swear, it does look like his chart. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's Soros. Is Soros behind Bitcoin? They don't like, sometimes they don't like to answer. It's looking no. No. Does Trisha want to come on this show right now and do rods with me? I wish she did. All right, what else? Will Hillary go to prison? Something's going to happen to her, but I don't know if she's going to go to a straight, like, yeah. Have we landed on Mars before? Hold on. Have we landed on Mars before? It's not going to answer that. Is my troll watching in this chat room right now? Is it a man? That was so slow. Well, since my troll is a transvestite, is my troll a transvestite? Because he always says that I'm a transvestite. That's why. Is tranny troll a transvestite? Oh, doesn't want to answer that. Maybe he's confused. Okay. Is my troll a woman? I know I have a lot of trolls, but is the one crazy one a woman? Sorry. Is Heidi in love? No. What else? Will there be a September 28th bombing at the World Trade Center? No. Is humanity doomed as we know it? No. Are Q posts real? Doesn't want to answer. So if it goes like this and stands still, that means it doesn't want to answer. Are humans designed to eat meat? No, they're not. I agree with that too. Well, will Hillary ever? Yeah. Will Hillary ever just go away? Probably not. Will Bitcoin lead to the mark of the beast? That's the dumbest question ever. Oh, God. Will humans be in control of their own destiny at point of singularity? No. Is it QAnon? I think that's right. QAnon, a remote viewer? No. Has humanity, that's a great question. Has humanity been advanced before history tells us? Yes. Will Florida legalize recreational marijuana? No. Will the ozone disappear in the next 5 years? No. Is Q truthful? Yes. Is this just so when people watch this later, these are questions from the live chat. Heidi is not making these questions up. Okay. All right. I'm not thinking of these on the fly. So what else? Okay, so East Coast in danger the next couple of months. Maybe. Will Bill O'Reilly get his show back? Yes. Will the power go out in a mass way? No. Are cats, I'm not asking if cats are better than dogs. They're all great. Like a game, when you do the rods, I predict the answer. Will my multi-vendor, okay, will Anton's multi-vendor platform be successful after launching? It wasn't a no, but will Anton's multi-vendor platform be successful after launching? Ooh, doesn't want to ask. It's probably because you're a Scorpio too. It doesn't want to answer. Sometimes it does not answer. Like for me, if I ask it questions, it does not answer for me. Like if it's for my own benefit, unless I ask it for somebody else, and it's good because I would be taking advantage of these things all day long. All right. Is Q in the White House? No, probably not. Will Litecoin be $5,000 by July? Hold on. Will Litecoin be $5,000 by July? Yeah, I don't think so either. All right. Will Jeff Sessions get fired this year? Yes. Doesn't surprise me. Is Steve Bannon, because he just got indicted or he's just got subpoenaed or something. Is Bannon going to try to sabotage Trump? Yeah, I know, it's sick. Okay. Will there be a revolution in America? What kind of a revolution? You know, you have to ask it like exact questions. Will Jalen's business be successful this year? Is there going to be whoa, hold on. I gotta slow this down for a second. Well, I'm not asked, but a spooky email warning about the Illuminati attacking New York with a tsunami on Friday. Right now, so are we going to have a tsunami on Friday? No. Sorry, I live in Maryland. Is New York going to have a tsunami on Friday? I don't think so. Something might happen. It might not be a tsunami. Maybe something will happen. Does Sam have ghosts in his house? Wait, will the people, no. Does Sam have ghosts in his house? Maybe. Will Jeff get out of YouTube jail? Oh, okay, I got it. Will Jeff, the Christian whistleblower, be able to do live shows soon? Yeah. Will there be mass arrests soon? Yes, I agree. They're going to start. I think actually now that I saw the new moons in Aslacia, that's when things are going to go. So like the 30th. Will Trump run in 2020? Will Trump win in 2020? Sorry, guys, whoever doesn't like him. All right. Is there going to be a false flag? Oh, wait. Will North Korea, USA war happen? I don't think so either. No, I'm done with that. I think something's going to happen. Like, I think if all these people get in trouble, like they'll probably all go to North Korea. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? Is there going to be a false flag in China in the next 3 months? Is the Long Island Railroad a target? No. Should sorry, hold on. Who else asked if there was Anton, write that question again. I'm trying to read and go fast here, but left and right be exposed for being the same. They're not the same. Are the left and right the same? Okay. Are Republicans and Democrats working for the same people? No, they're two different, like two things. Will the left and right be exposed for being the same entity? No. Are the left and right part of the same entity? There you go. I knew that. Is Pope Francis a Jesuit, the last pope? Will the people of Earth ever get along? Great question. No. All right. Will LA have a big earthquake this year? Does not want to answer that. One said yes, one said no. Or one said no, one didn't answer. Well, will California get hit with a big earthquake this year? Yeah. So maybe it's not LA. Will alien disclosure come this year? Will Elizabeth be laid off? No. Should Dalton Gaming start his own business? Should Dalton Gaming start his own business? I'm going to say anybody that is asking that question, you absolutely should. Right now is the time. Will Esco Pablovar get a guitar this year? Okay. Who are the Dark Brothers? Okay, are the rods 1 or 2? I don't know. I don't ask him weird questions like that because then I'll be pissed off. Is Joe ready to live sober? Will Kanye escape the Kardashians? Is Planet X real? Is Planet X real and the Earth is going through a pole shift killing thousands? Sorry, guys. What else? Will Lee can a call from Trade Joe's that he's good? Will Lee get a call? Will Lee get a call from Trader Joe's? Will Lee get a call? Will Tyler Williams marry Val this year? Yes. Will Oprah move to North Carolina? No, I'm not asking that. Will Hillary Clinton play soccer in Guantanamo Bay? No. Will Hillary end up in Guantanamo? I can't even say that word right. Guantanamo Bay. Uh-oh. Is the mini ice age coming soon? Will Prince William and Catherine Middleton get divorced? Aren't they? Will Prince William and Catherine Middleton? Will Hinduism become more popular in 10 years? It is popular. That's a weird question. Was Nibiru made up? I have no opinion on that either. So like, I'm not, they're not feeding off of me. That's for sure. Will drugbunny.com find a new love? They were like running to say yes. Has human DNA been manipulated? Will Hillary, I don't want to ask that. I don't want to say that. Will Hillary be eliminated before 2020? Rick Delaney, will Rick Delaney's brother ever get sober? Yes. Will Heidi and Jenny do a live feed with the mods? Yes. Is C60 good for our body? Yes. No, I can't do times with these right now. Will Lynn end up with her cancer ex? Is fluoride bad for you? Yeah, but it was slow. So there's something that's good. Maybe it's not all bad, you know? Oh, yeah. Is there a colony on the moon? Whoa, that was fast too. Okay, more. Okay, will Hinduism be more? I hope so. Will Hinduism be more popular than Islam or Christians? Maybe. I don't know. That's too hard to say too. Okay. Is the Antichrist Obama? I didn't think so. But I think he is going to be in trouble. Will Anton G become wealthy? Yes. Is time travel possible? Yes. I don't know what's giving these answers. Okay, because watch. Like they're not, you don't have a button. Okay, so you're just sitting there, right? So I don't know what to say. I don't have an answer. I know that people in construction use these to find energy because when I went home for Christmas, I asked my dad if he knew what these were. And he goes, yeah, they're divination rods. You can find energy. You find the water in the wells. So my dad even knew what they were. Will OM meet a girlfriend this year? Yes. Are there evil spirits all around us? Yes, of course there are. Anybody's, can you, okay, watch this. No, I think this is true. Does everybody have the potential and the power to block the evil spirits? Yeah. Is Vedic astrology the most accurate astrology? Oh, it was going to trick me there. Are any of Trump's family members time travelers? Will I don't even know how to say that. Will ACHARYA get married? It can't tell you where soulmates are. Is Pope Francis the Antichrist? I have to say that is possible because with that chart he has. Okay. Do you go where you want? Do you die when you die? Do you go to heaven or hell? Will Troy's job be successful? Is Shiva protecting Anton G? It might be Ganesh. Well, Ganesh is removing the obstacles. I think Ganesh is definitely somebody that protects, though. That's why I have him all over my house. Removal of obstacles. Yeah, Shiva protects, but I think in a way, Ganesh is important. Is the earth flat? Is the Christ within? Was Jesus Christ a story? You know what? I'm not going to ask that because everybody's going to say, oh, those are the devil. Okay. Is Trump's health report truthful today? Of course it is. He's a rock. He's not going anywhere. He's got Mars in the first house in Leo. He's fine. All right. Will Trudeau be ousted in 2019? No. Will AI be a good thing for humanity? Will Order 77 Wizards powers increase? Maybe. You got to work on them, I guess. Will Matt be a cannabis entrepreneur? This was delusion. Is Lee Savory think simply one of my trolls? Does Lee Savory mad because I don't respond to him on Facebook and that's why he's one of my trolls? Sorry, Lee. We know. Let's see. I'm going to stop it at that. That just pissed me off anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks, Lee, for ending that one for me. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great night. A great, hold on a second. Just get him out of here real quick. I'm about sick of this. Okay. So let me just say something real quick. So just so everybody knows, like if I don't respond to somebody on Facebook, I'm not being rude either. So people always contact me on that. And I don't post anything on Facebook, if you notice, because I have a career too. So I try to keep that separate in addition to this career. I have 2 full-time careers basically. So my life is constant. Like I go home, I work all day, sell homes, and then I come back and I do readings and shows. So my life is so like the last thing I want to do is respond to somebody on Facebook or Twitter or like you don't understand. Okay. So I'm not trying to be rude when I answer with like short, quick answers, but like I'm drained. Do you see when I do readings all day and I work all day, the last thing I want to do is have a little chit chat. So it's not to take offensive. And I know a lot of people do, that's probably why I have trolls. But quite honestly, I do it with everybody. I do this with my own family. I just don't have a lot of time right now. So eventually I hope when things change with me, and hopefully I can do this full time at some point, that I can, when people send me messages, I'm just not a chit chatter. Like I really am not. I talk all day long and then I talk to people all night long. And the last thing I want to do is have a little chit chat. I hate texting. I don't respond. I hate typing. I hate emailing. My emails are short and sweet. They might come off rude. And I just hope everybody knows that I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm just really, really swamped with like 1,000 different things right now. And just so everybody knows, if you ordered a reading with me, December 19th, I think that's who I'm working on next. So that you'll be hearing from me soon. That's how behind I am with readings. So, there's a 45-day wait. And, I've thanks for being patient, but this is like the circumstance that I'm under. So I hope everybody can understand. I'm really not trying to be mean and ignore people, but clearly some people take things personally because when they don't get the attention, I guess, like him. And, that's not me. And that's not what I was intentionally doing. I just don't have time. Like I really don't. So please understand. And it's not that I'm being rude. It's just, I'm really, really just have a lot going on. So thanks so much for watching and for subscribing and all the new people that have joined channel 27. And don't forget on Thursday, John Hogue will be on. What else? Thursday, John Hogue. Thursday, I'm also going on Jay Campbell's TRT Revolution. So you should find him. I'm subscribed to him. Friday, Cliff and Jenny. Obviously, we announced that a few times. And then we also have, what else am I doing? Saturday, I'm going on Wayne Steiger's show. So make sure you check out all those channels. I have playlists on my channel. So if you go and want to watch the Leak Project, all the shows I've done there, and you can see some of the topics, because we've done a lot of charts on the Leak Project and a lot of like Obama's chart. This was many, many months ago, but just so everybody knows, there's playlists on my channel. So thanks for subscribing and I will talk to you soon.